boy, here we fucking go with the fucking shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sraku, Seno, Sota. I only remember the S names. You ping the rest. I'm not pinging the role because. Oh yeah, I should probably update the title to 5 Darkiplier Edition. There we go. It fucking begins, lads. In a moment. My parents are out of town for the day. I don't know where exactly they are at, but they're in another city or something for some event, so I will have to stop the stream at some point to order pizza, but, like... Oh, Epsilon, I have no idea what you're talking about when you say things about football. Hey, say no. So... like last time, we're not going to start out with Metroid, we're going to start out with something else, because, like, Epsilon found us something bad. Jesus, these noises. Is Seno okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just had to find my headphones because they were under a bunch of arcade sticks that I've been modding.
Rip. Okay, so, Epsilon found us a Darkiplier fanfic on, AO3, and while the whole thing is, 14 chapters long, so I'm not reading all of it, on this stream, I do want to read some of it to start out, because I feel like we do need to have a change of pace at the start of these streams, so we aren't just, like, you know, sticking with Metroid all the time, because I think we would die if we did that. Oh, hey, Flankster. So... oh, God. I need to make sure no one's stuck with the, oh man, Pizza doesn't know what Darkiplier is. Yeah, Markiplier underfell pretty much. No! I'm not even streaming Metroid Other M, that's the thing! Oh yeah, I should probably actually put the stream link in here. Yeah, it sorta has Samus in it. Sort of. But first, Darkiplier. Okay. So I'm gonna read the tags first, of course, because, you know, you gotta do that when you're looking at AO3. So... archive rating explicit. Archive warnings. Graphic depictions of violence. Major character death. Oh boy, we're starting off great. Category M/M. Fandoms. Septiplier fandom. Jacksepticeye. Markiplier fandom. Fan PH ANDOM, which is like a term for like 50 different fandoms because it's a really easy pun to make, / the Fantastic Foursome YouTube real person fic. Relationships, Jacksepticeye / Markiplier. And then there's their real names there. Antisepticeye / Darkiplier. Also Dan / Phil. And two people I don't recognize. Characters. Fucking guess. Additional tags. Alternate universe, dystopia. Marcus's tutor tackles some important subjects. More characters might be added as the story progresses. Post-apocalypse. What do they mean by important subjects? What do they mean by that? Like, what do you mean when it comes to YouTuber / fiction? What exactly are important subjects? God. So, this is Goddamn Right You Should Be Scared of Me by Heavy Dirty Soul. Yeah, that's the name. Oh boy. Summary. Who is in control? Oh my god, how am I going to be able to get through this? Firstly, you need to... I'm not doing a Markiplier impression for this. If someone else wants to come in here and do a Markiplier impression or a Jacksepticeye impression reading out the dialogue, I'll be fine with that because it would be really funny. But yeah, I'm not going to do them. Partially because I can't, and partially because I think that would make this a whole lot more off-putting for me. Anyway, firstly, you need to harness your fear and become it. The one you fear is inside of you, and you have to use him. Lewd! He's inside of you. Jack looked up with his eyes reflecting every bit of fear in the cerulean of his irises. Fucking Christ. Cerulean. Shut up. It's fucking blue. There's a whisper hanging heavy on his tongue, but he can't help to bring himself to say what's on his mind. And you say I can get them back? I can save them? He looks up at his tutor, whose crimson hair falls lightly against his forehead. Fucking don't remind me of Markiplier's stupid hair! Come on! I'm trying to pay attention here, fan. First, you must become and... Alternatively, Jack is a struggling warrior living in the wastelands of New Earth after a solar flare fried the surface of Earth. Everyone is fighting to repair the damage. However, the authorities are trying to clean up the wasteland dwellers by taking them from their homes. Why?
How would there be anybody left? The solar flare was like strong enough to hit Earth.
Shut up, don't think about it. When Jack's friends go missing, he's taken on the wing of a man who calls himself Dark! A mysterious enigma who keeps his identity concealed. To save his friends, he must learn to control the voice inside his head and become one with his power, otherwise his friends might not ever see the outside world again. Oh yeah, this is Power Rangers RPM, guys! Are you ready? God damn it, Pit! With the fucking... Ugh. Oh my god.
Alright, where the fuck are we?
Just at the end of the summary. Darkiplier is the end of the Beast Morphin.
Wait, okay, hang on. The summary of what?
Oh, so to start out the stream, we're going to be reading a couple chapters of... Goddamn Right You Should Be Scared of Me, a Mad Max AU Darkiplier / Antisepticeye fanfic.
Oh my
Yes.
fucking god. No. Why? What?
Because someone found it, and I promised I would read it, so I have to. Oh my god. Yeah, the introduction. Yeah, it's just that it's just literally the same thing. It was already in the summary, so I'm not reading it. This will be updated when I finish my exams, possibly after I finish my fan and Septiplier one-shots, but I got the idea from MCR's Na 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 and Sing as well as the whole Antisepticeye / Darkiplier thing is honestly eating me. I love it so much. Why are there so many people who left kudos on this? Jesus Christ! Fuck! Of course they listen to MCR. Of course they do. So, yep. Well, let's look up what that is. Okay. Jack comes back from an early raid to find his friends are gone. He must try to navigate where they're being kept without guidance. He struggles. Peter, no! Peter, no, I know you've just discovered this hole, but you should not go— No! Stop it! Fucking stop! God, stop fucking posting Darkiplier. Oh my god. Jack tried not to think of the noise, the explosive darkness that echoed through his ears, the silence that purged this place, that noise, or the lack of, more precisely. The man of Irish decent, they spelled descent wrong, knew more than anything that the sound of silence was not a good sound. He was used to the sound of his friends greeting him after he went out to gather supplies, used to chatting and teasing and the sound of fucking hell, Jack, as he misses another close call through his laughter. But no, it was dead silent. The door was missing off the little makeshift house he shared with his closest friends. A lovely young couple called Dan and Phil and his best friend Felix. That's right! PewDiePie is in this fucking fanfic! Get ready! When was this written? Oh god. It started in 2016, but its last update was like in March this year. Oh my god. As he stepped in, the floorboards creaked and echoed back the sound of silence. There was none of the two teasing each other. The smell of his Swedish best friend attempting to cook before the food became inedible. Okay, thank God. I thought it was just going to be the smell of his Swedish best friend. It was going to be like, but no, it's fine. Which it often did in the wastelands. Man, this is so fucking edgy already. He places the bag of loot on the tabletop, moving around to find the pan on the stove with nothing inside, as if it was being prepared for an early morning meal. Moving away from the stove, he climbs up the ladder to find the 4 mattresses empty, with Phil's stuffed lion lying discarded as if it had been dropped and forgotten. Fumbling, Jack moves under Dan's mattress to find a necklace lying there. Oh my god, please stop reminding me of their stupid hair colours. How are they even dyeing their hair in the wasteland? How are they doing that? Or did the solar flare just happen? Like, how are they dyeing their hair in the fucking wasteland? Solar flare permanently dyed their hair. Okay. Yeah, they're muties. Limehead man sighed and wiped his hands over his face with a deep sigh. 2 sighs! He knew the British man never left anywhere without that necklace, of which inside was a crumpled pic of himself and Phil on a bad camera that they'd found and quickly ran out of ink. What? I mean, I understand what that sentence meant to mean, it's just weird grammatically. He never left for a raid without it, never left home without it permanently, not even to travel into the neighbouring towns. A chill ran up the Irishman's spine. Yeah, we get it, he's fucking Irish, as the gravity of the situation sank in. If the brunette never left without the necklace, that means someone forced him to leave without it. Yeah, it's fucking awful, right? Oh, hi, Grimace. Fuck. The low curse escaped him, unable to help himself, stuffing a necklace into the inside pocket of his jacket, heading down the stairs to begin rummaging through the drawer. Inhaling was becoming a struggle, trying to ignore the wave of anxiety that was attempting to overcome him. Slamming open cupboards, he grabs food and drinks, shoving them into his bag and throwing it onto his bag. There was no way he could find them just by following their trail. The wasteland's mostly sand and junk, just like this fanfic. The tracks would be blown over by the morning. He looked towards the door, crouching by what he assumed are footprints, but they're thick and the substance wasn't dirt, but rather oil. Not many places had an access to enough oil that it would be left to carelessly be stepped in. Oil and gas and things as such were precious and rare. He scraped his hand through his hair, the emerald strands falling at... Emerald! Lime! Guys, you need to think about fucking Jacksepticeye's stupid hair while you're reading this. You need to remember that he's... It's...
Sorry, those are the sounds of my dog.
Okay, that's fine. Causing him to flick it back. What places had access to oil? In his mind, he went over a mental map of the wastelands and the towns in and around it. He narrowed it down to 3 places that have healthy oil markets, 2 in the northwest and 1 in the southeast. All 3 with access to great amounts of fossil fuels due... What country is this in? What country is this in? Is this America? Did they say? Markistan. Yes. The plot twist is Markiplier actually rules the wastelands. All with great access to fossil fuels due to the advanced machinery. Due to the advanced machinery, the head. Okay. I think they probably meant they had, but I don't know how it wound up as that. It would explain how they managed to travel so far in and get the others, assuming this was some form of mission. But why would they want wastelanders? He sighs and begins to head out the back, hoping to find more clues. Thankfully, yeah, they are definitely moving between past and present tense a bit, and that's not great. Thankfully, he was correct. The skid of tire tracks indicate... Why didn't you look outside to begin with before you started thinking about this motherfucker? Of tire tracks indicated that some form of specialized vehicle had come to get them, but not more than one, so the assumption was they had weapons that could easily get them out without using too many men.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay. Jack felt sick in his stomach, a bubbling anger started in his veins, it started in his veins, which shoot a startlingly inky colour in response to his anger. Don't you fucking dare, he muttered to himself. I don't need you right now. The oily colour to his veins subsided, but he could still feel the residual anger that was not quite his own in the backseat of his mind. Shut up. That's so fucking stupid.
Holy shit. Jar Jar Binks' actor considered suicide after his backlash during Star Wars.
Well, I'm not surprised. It was like really fucking bad how people were like treating him after that. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
They all had their little quirks, wastelanders, little gifts that normal people who were born without the resistance to the radiation in the wasteland. It's radiation made him have an evil split personality. That's why they lived in towns and lived normal lives. Dan was telekinetic, and he was fun to be around in a bad mood because random objects would just start flying as he raged at Phil eating all his breakfast. Phil was clairvoyant and could see into and manipulate different timelines. Boy, why didn't he fucking do anything about him getting kidnapped then? Huh?
Why aren't these guys our main characters?
Felix was their unofficial leader just simply because he had been the first here and the first to bring them in and look after them when they were fighting and struggling alone. He could reach into people's minds and see what they are thinking and talk to them. It was terrifying Jack that he couldn't hear him right now, because no matter how far away he was, the Swedish man would always reach out and guide him. Okay, PewDiePie just reaches into his mind and says the N-word. He's never felt this alone before. Jack, however, did not have a gift. He had a curse! Or rather, a person living in his head. Felix said he's never seen a mutation cause another person to live inside you before. Please stop phrasing it like that! Say that.
Sorry.
Okay?
You alright?
Yeah, I always sneeze like that.
I really
okay.
wish
Bless
they.
you.
I really wish they would stop phrasing it as another person inside him because.
Like up his butt.
Yes, I always think that, and I don't want Fallout Dark Antiplier. Oh man, I hope not Epsilon. And he never seen or heard of anything like Jack before. The Irishman had rather bitterly said he wished he still didn't because his curse, his voice inside his head was not pleasant at all. He was violent and thought with blood and bones rather than rationality. Within the first 2 days of meeting Dan and Phil, the voice had gone berserk and taken over Jack's body, attempting murder until Felix managed to knock him out as painlessly as possible. Well, that's just the normal reaction to Dan and Phil, I think. Phil gave him the name Anti, and they helped him work out strategies to keep his dark side silent. Oh my god, that's so fucking stupid. Jack sighed, leaning against the wall to their home, trying to calm his anger down before it let something out something that can't be controlled. As he squinted at the sand, he saw something glint amongst it. Heading towards it, he found a small chain, like a dog tag. Engraved in it was a small symbol. A thick line with a smaller one next to it and 3 dots at the side. With a thick line... Is it vertical or horizontal? I'm trying to picture this, but I can't. He ran a calloused thumb over the engraving before switching it over. There was a name, James Waite, along with the name underneath that he assumed was a company. Alive Industries! He recognised neither until he got to the last line, an address of sorts, an area code followed by New Indianapolis. Is that... what?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, thank you. No! Peter, no! What have you done?
Fun fact, that was where I was born.
What's going on? What's happening?
Look in voice chat.
I'm afraid. No.
Real footage of beast morphers. He knew that sector, mostly military-based, and fit the sort of puzzle pieces he already had. Breaking into there would be nearly impossible without certifying his death. That's a really weird sentence. Could you not have phrased that better? He cursed under his breath and headed back into his house, rummaging through the weapons they stored, taking the more powerful ones as well as more simplistic ones in case he came across other raids he wanted to save all his ammo as best he could. Could you describe what the weapons are, please? The young man threw his backpack into the front seat of his vehicle, a slightly run-down and re-repaired truck that was battered beyond distinction but still worked even if it was scratched and battered by the wasteland. He went back into the house to retrieve the rest of his money and drinks, knowing the trip would be a long one and he'd need as many supplies as possible. He couldn't yet quite fathom why anyone wanted to kidnap his friends. Felix was powerful, yes, but he'd lived alone until he brought in Jack and traded him in the ways of the wasteland. I'm sorry, I can't get past the fact that they're talking about PewDiePie here. The rest of these, I can, like, deal with, but why is he even in here?
Because he was popular for, like, the longest time.
No, I know, it's just... This was still updating in 2018. Did they retcon him out after the recent stuff, or, like, did they just, like... Do they just not give a shit?
It's a little complicated. Some people moved on. Some people still hold it against him.
They only fought other raiders, so they weren't a threat to civilians. As far as the Irishman knew, the elder man was of no threat, never had been. He was simply living alone and doing the best he could with what he had. Then he'd taken in Jack and later Dan and Phil, who had grown up in the cities, only to be thrust out by the government once they learned of what they were. Wastelanders or mutants were people with genetically modified genes which gave them each particular gift, as well as heightened emotions and senses. Heightened emotions and senses! That's gonna affect sex! I am sure of it. Have you guys seen that new type sex copy pasta?
Did you say genetically modified genes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
How did genetically modify... How did that lead to... any of these. That's not how fucking genetic modification works. Some governments allow mutants to live in their civilizations, providing they're on good behavior. Some reject them or use them for slave labor. Felix was a potential threat because his power involved brain manipulation. But Dan and Phil talked to the flowers in the morning because he knew they would be dead in the afternoon and was worried they'd die lonely. Shut up. He was out of touch with the real world and sweet and sensitive. He was the eldest, but spent so often phasing in and out of timelines in his head that times seemed like it was all occurring at once in his head. Fuck off, Pisser. Most of the time he acted like a child and was scared when he was without Dan because there was no one to ground him. Why? Fucking Dan and Phil? Why are you doing that with them? What the shit? Shut up. Well, who would Escape even be? Don't answer that question.
Escape is just the opposite of Enter.
No, I know. I mean,
So think of Enter.
no,
and then
I know.
Try and think of the opposite of him.
No, I mean, if Enter is Markiplier,
then Escape is Cinnamon Toast Ken? I don't know.
This is stupid.
of course he trusted Jack and Felix all.
Jack escaped a guy.
Of course he trusted Jack and Felix all the came, but there was a bond between the two of them that was unlike anything. The only thing that could bring the ebony head Ebony head? Fuck off! Man from a vision is the sound of Dan's voice or the touch of his hand. It was beautiful, but confusing all the same. Shut up. Dan was the youngest of them all. There was a year between himself and Dan, a handful of months between himself and Felix, and a few years between himself and Phil. Phil was 29, he and Felix 26, and Dan was 25. He was often described as the baby of the group, but provided them all with most well-fleshed out and in-depth responses to questions. The other British-born boy, they could all distinguish heritage due to accents, though the sects they originated from they imagined were bigger when the idea of Britain and Ireland and Sweden came about. Before a solar flare friend the Earth a generation ago. A generation ago? Okay.
What
is a generation, motherfucker?
This
Saw
is
patterns in thought and logic. He worked things out by looking at what he could see and identifying why they might exist, what caused them to exist. He stole books from the libraries of sects when they visited and brought them whenever he could find a rare chance. He taught himself to read because not many people could, whereas Jack had been lucky enough to have parents who could read. Dan taught Phil and Felix to read. So none of them are Jared 19 who never fucking learned how to read.
what? A J, a 19, and never fucking learn how to read.
He was no closer to understanding why they would take Dan and Phil as he closed up the house and jumped into his vehicle, starting up the engine. All he knew at this point was that he had to help them. He took one last look at the dog tag in his hand before shoving it into his pocket. I'll figure out who took you guys, Jack muttered before pressing down on the pedal, leaving a trail of sand to kick up in his wake. I'm gonna go with a couple chapters of this just because I want to get up to fucking Darkiplier appearing. Because that will be when it gets really funny, I think. You're gonna move the
in
Metroid.
my skin.
Yeah, when it gets super edgy. Chapter 3, which is actually chapter 2 because chapter 1 isn't anything. Can you hear the silence? Yeah, all of these start with like edgy lyrics. The stuff.
This is
a Bring Me the Horizon one.
There's a good fan fiction I'm reading that's being updated now that also does that, where chapter 1 is titled Prologue and chapter 2 is titled Chapter 1, so it's kind of funny navigating through it.
It's just that there's this.
Oh, you're saying that chapter 1 is nothing. Okay.
It's literally the summary has the same block of text that chapter 1 then is, and it's like 3 paragraphs, 2 of which just 1 sentence each. It's literally nothing. It's not a prologue, it's just nothing because it's already in the summary. Speaking of things that don't have any actual don't have an actual first chapter as their chapter 1. There's a Tokusatsu Sense 8 crossover fanfic that keeps updating in the build tag on AO3, and I have no interest in reading it whatsoever. But its first chapter is literally just, alright, since this is Sense 8, I need to make everyone diverse, so here's all the races and shit that all these characters are now, and it's like, okay, why?
Sense8, that's that Netflix show about the people whose brains are all connected.
I think,
right?
yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard.
That looks interesting. I've
Yeah.
seen stuff with that. That looks like a show
I've
I
heard
would
mixed.
want to watch maybe.
I've heard like mixed things about it from people. So because of the opening of the fanfic, I have no interest in reading that fanfic either, because it doesn't seem the interesting kind of bad. It just seems like boring.
Bad.
Yeah. The wasteland was never ending, and its contents were always a surprise. One could not predict what you would find in this barren stretch of land, only recognizing that getting lost here was a death sentence. Luckily, it was Jack's home, and he knew every nook and cranny by memory. That seems, contradictory.
Convenient.
That seems contradictory. There's no surprise on his expression when he drives past dead bodies, but every time his heart sinks into his stomach a little, making a twisting sensation in his gut. People were dying left, right, and centre in a world where humanity was dying out. They all still took to killing each other. Not that he had room to really talk, as he'd killed before, and so had Dan. Jacksepticeye and Dan from Dan and Phil have murdered people!
Hey, it's the wasteland. You gotta do what you can to survive?
Phil had point blank refused to ever take part in a raid and would probably rather die than hurt another human. Why is the H capitalized? Just out of self-defense.
Why is okay. Why you know what's fucking great in
Well-
Mass Effect? That they don't capitalize the race names.
Yeah. But there's no other fucking like sapient species in this.
Oh, but it's just
It's just humans and then mutated humans that are still considered humans, so I don't know why human was capitalized. Felix had once been a raider, not like them, but a vicious sort that attacks travelers and murders them for their gold. As a whole, the 4 or 3 of them had never taken all of anyone's things, despite it being incredibly hard to come across anything in the wasteland, and the only death had resulted in such because things had taken a turn south. Except PewDiePie, who apparently was super down with murder at some point. What the fuck?
no. This is pure murder. Pew
but-
pew pew.
But Jack accepted he was murderer a long time ago. It wouldn't matter anyway. It's what the outside world assumed. Ooh.
Can you do that again?
But
Say that again.
But Jack accepted he was murderer a long time ago. It wouldn't matter anyway. It's what the outside world assumed.
Oh.
Outside world is a weird phrase to put there, because that implies that, like, the wasteland is, like...
Isolated?
Yeah, which... That's not what it would be. It would be there would be a few isolated cities, and then, like...
The wasteland would be the outside world.
Yeah!
It's like Judge Dredd.
Yeah!
Judge Dredd, remember, is technically post-apocalyptic, because there's, the mega city,
And
the
then...
mega cities, and then there's just this horrible fucking wasteland outside of them,
Yeah.
you know? By the way, is my voice lagging for you guys?
No, I don't... Ah!
What the fuck?
Ah!
Oh no. Oh no.
Thanks, I hate it! A sigh trails
Oh,
thinly from
no.
his chapped lips, his soft blue eyes taking in the scorching heat and the blurred vision of the outside world through the heat waves. His hand encloses quickly around a bottle of water and cautiously swallows Don 2 mouthfuls of the beverage, gauging how much he is drinking up and how much he'll need before his next pit stop. As far as he can determine, the next station where he can gather fuel, drink and food is approximately 13 hours away, which in terms of the wasteland is not all that far. Once he travelled an entire week to get to a nearby town. He'd travelled with Dan, and the entire time all he'd done was worry and complain about Phil not being with him. It was a genuine concern because Phil wasn't completely self-aware, but Felix had looked over him as he'd been made to promise well over 50 times. Fuck, he misses his friends. Why did they do that with...
Oh shit, I forgot to... Hang on.
Ah! Epsilon, shut up! Shut up. He watches the barren landscape drive past him, the tires kicking up the sand behind him as he drives forward with a determination that he never quite experienced until now. Watching the world continue was a strange sensation because he felt like it should stop. It should stop and listen to him. Take notes of those who are in pain. Take note of what he's losing. But instead the young man grits his teeth and puts up with this sensation. He's a wastelander. He's used to being ignored. It's in his blood. The sand is as deep as the tires drag through... As the tires drag through it, he doesn't doubt there are pieces of rock and ground fine within its mixture. He bets if he digs deep enough, he'll find a whole skeleton under the layers, maybe several. A whole skeleton. The wind blows the sand overnight. What was there in the evening will be gone by the morning. Almost like life. Things just get buried after a while. Some things are easier to forget than ever bring up again.
Yeah, no.
That is the funniest Darkiplier image. God, fucking speaking of that meme.
I could be your devil or your
angle.
angle.
Hang on, I have a picture of Itsumi that's basically that. Let me find it.
Of course you do.
Hey, it's from Hero Vision, okay? Of course I fucking have stupid shit from Hero Vision. You see it? I think my brother actually made
Wait a minute.
It. No, what are you doing? What was that?
Hang on. That was my notification noise because I downloaded it.
Okay. I found the edit my brother made specifically of it. Look, it's terrible. Ah! That's the worst, Pizza! That's the worst! Fucking blingy shit. Switching on the radio. I love how deep the person writing this thinks it is. You're writing about YouTubers fucking in the post-apocalypse. This ain't deep, bitch. Switching on the radio, he listens to a small crackle before an animated voice begins talking through the speaker. It's the only radio station you can reach from any point. For the sake of consistency, he doesn't like to switch from this one. Me Tandeo? It's me Tan.
Boom, boom.
Ah! What are these?
Hey, Rose.
What? Ah! Fucking what have you done? Stop.
Come on. It was like full the picture had his face facing forward. How could I not? Right?
The radio host always spoke quietly with a laugh to his voice and played far too much pop music for his taste, but it filled the silence and his loneliness enough. I bet that the radio host is some YouTuber I haven't heard of. I don't want to bother trying to figure out who it is. Music and books and other things similar had been stored in bulk underground with the humans when the solar flare was approaching. However, only the rich or very clever were able to afford to go underground, and the poor, as always historically, were left to suffer. A lot of land was completely destroyed. Some land became infertile, like his homeland of Ireland. His family travelled to America, who were rebuilding quickly. Some land infertile and some easy to build on. He didn't detest it here. It was where he was born and where he'd grown up, but sometimes he wished he got to see his homeland before it was destroyed. Okay.
Where is this set? Where is this set?
America?
This is America.
so
Let's change the subject. This is Germany.
No, it's America.
So
What?
I haven't looked at any of these YouTubers except Markiplier, and that was like 6 years ago. Why is there a dark and edgy Markiplier?
I think he did it as a joke for one video once. Then fans were like, "Oh, it's so sexy! I want to fuck Darkiplier." So it became a thing. And then,
to be fair, we all here are familiar with wanting to fuck relatively edgy things.
definitely.
I mean, yeah, but you don't edge yourself. That's a rookie mistake.
What do you mean you don't edge yourself?
Well, I mean,
What do you mean?
depending on what you're going for.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously I can't shit on these people too hard because my enjoyment of Itsumi got way higher when he just became fucking crazy. And that's kind of the same thing. But he's a fictional character, so that's fine.
And he didn't start
Technically,
dyeing his hair.
Darkiplier is a fictional character too.
No, but he's like an edgy version of a real person. You shut the fuck
Yeah,
up, Pitter.
but also you
I'm
know
gonna
version
fucking kill
of a
you
real
if you edit
person.
that, Pitter. Yeah, whatever. Jack's about 4 hours into his drive. Exhaustion is programming most of his movements. He's running on autopilot and out of water. Nice job pacing yourself on the water, idiot. The sun had just reached its highest point in the sky, and the open exposure to his skin burns even for his strength against it. He pulls his sleeves down over his exposed arms to stop them from burning and is immediately overwhelmed by the heat. Fucking sun, he growls out in a thick
Is the sun...
Irish accent. Why does he have an Irish accent? Why does he have an Irish accent when he was born and raised in America, apparently?
Well, hey,
Because your accent is based on your environment, not where you're from.
Yeah.
Also, remember, in Fallout, you know, some characters have non-American accents. Very few, but still.
I mean, there's a lot of accents in America, to be fair.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter to this writer, but if you're in a dry and sunny area like a desert, you usually want to wear pretty long sleeves and cover up your body so the sun doesn't bake.
The fan base has come to acknowledge Darkiplier as a separate being rather than one of Mark's many alter egos.
His fan base is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
When isn't the fan base pretty stupid?
Sorry, I had to, for a second. Cerulean eyes, stop calling them cerulean, narrowed to focus on the distance. Fuck this shit, he growled softly. He rubs his eyes and tightened his grip on the steering wheel, trying to keep his eyes on the sand in front of him when he notices a figure in the distance. See, the wasteland was known for its unfriendly inhabitants, and his hand immediately goes to the pistol holstered against his thigh. If this wasn't a raider, though, he wouldn't last until sunset alone in the wasteland. He pulls up very slowly, taking in the man who stood there with his arm out. God, Jesus, I shouldn't have fucking brought Darkiplier into this. Voice just a fucking mess now. His skin is dark in comparison to the milky tint of his own skin. This man was a light bronze copper with a star into his face that showed he'd been travelling all day. His hair wild and pushed out of his face with the tips dyed a soft crimson that faded into the onyx of his natural hair. It reminded Jack of his own hair, vibrant green and dyed every time he went into the city. Okay, at least there's an explanation of how he's fucking dyeing his hair, I guess. If this guy was a wastelander, he must have had a similar idea. City folk loved their vibrant colours and excessive makeup, so it makes it easier to blend in with the crowd. His eyes curve slightly, showing some Asian heritage along the lines. Oof.
Oof.
I mean, Mark's mom is Korean.
No,
so.
I know, but did you have to describe it like that? That seems a little...
racy.
Yeah, with the colour of warm chocolate for his irises. He's big, Not as in fat, but muscle. The tone of his arms is very visible in the vest that's hanging off his shoulders. Markiplier buff as shit. Dressing like
Asian Markiplier, buff as shit.
Dressing like that was going to give him radiation poisoning or sunburn, Jack immediately fretted, unable to help himself. Where are you heading? He finally asked once he's finished studying the man who's looking up at him now with expectancy on his face, his dark eyes lighting up under the sun's harsh gaze. You're going to get yourself killed if you walk around dressed so openly. The sun will rip your skin apart. He can tell his accent takes the other slightly off guard by the way his eyes widen slightly and his eyebrows raise. I'm just heading anywhere but here, the guy shrugged. I'm not particularly picky. Jack tilts his head in a gesture for him to get on the other side. And why are you picking up some random fucking dude in the wasteland?
Because he's hot, of course.
Jesus Christ.
So I missed the start of this. Is this like an alternate universe? Is this after they've been YouTubers?
No, it's not the universe.
Okay, because otherwise they should probably know each other.
Yeah. Does he turn evil? Grimace, what is this? I'm fine. I have a high tolerance for radiation. He watches him sidle in. Forgive me if I don't give you my real name. The world's a dangerous place for people like me, but you can call me Dark! The Irishman tries not to be affronted because the point he makes is very valid.
Wait.
What?
You can call him what?
Dark. Is it
Why?
Darkiplier? Because it's Darkiplier. Shut up. The Irishman tries not to be affronted because the point he makes is very valid. Even something as simple as a name could end you in really very deep trouble around some people. They'd sell you out for next to nothing. So Jack simply nods in response to the information, no longer sure what to say. He felt he shouldn't give out his real name or the name he goes by, but he has no other name. I'm just Jack, he said meekly after a long pause. There's water in the back if you need some, just please don't drink too much, the next gas stop is hours away. Why would you tell him where your water is? You fucking need that shit. You're trying to rescue your friends. Why did you pick up some random dude? He tightens his grip on the steering wheel, fidgeting slightly as his eyes train on the road. And if people like you mean wastelanders, then I'm also one too. Your eyes remain fixated on the road. His head hurts and his tired eyes want to close, but he presses on nonetheless. It's too far away and you can't just take a nap in the wasteland. You might never wake up. Dark appears to nod in reply, confirming his suspicions from earlier. So what can you do? He asks, looking over the taller man with an eyebrow raised. Either way, he'd be jealous of the talent. Nothing, really, comes the sullen reply, and the driver takes it in his stride to simply keep his mouth shut. His gift was also completely useless and was, in fact, mostly a burden, so he can understand having a sore spot for conversations like this, so he simply avoids continuing down that path. It's not a gift, it's a curse!
If he's this trusting, how has he survived so long?
I don't fucking know. So why are you travelling so far that looks like your entire home's contents? Jack bites down on his lip, unsure if he should be trusting the stranger with any information other than how the weather is today, as he takes a deep breath. He decides if he too is a mutant, then he deserves to know because he and his friends could be in danger. My friends were taken and I need to find them. I know they were taken by soldiers from Indianapolis? Indianapolis. And that they are somehow keeping their powers contained. Or at least Felix is, otherwise he would have heard him by now. His heart clenched. The Swedish man had always been the rock of the group. The idea of anyone keeping him down, of overpowering him, made Jack feel a little helpless. A spike of emotions ran through him and his jaw clenched on reflex. The idea of anyone hurting his friends made pure rage rise in his veins, a feeling of uncontrollable anger rising and falling. I need to find them. Dan must be scared too. He's strong, but he always had to be strong enough for two people and refused to ever let anyone past his stoic outside. No one but Phil, at least. Not even Jack had ever seen Dan cry. He'd never seen him remotely fazed by anything, not even when another man's blood was dripping off his fingertips. And Phil must be terrified right now. It doesn't take much to startle Phil. Little things make him jump, and he's so full of empathy that he gets upset when the flowers die in the afternoon. Every day he sees horrible things behind his eyelids. I think we might be in a similar situation. The deep voice pulls him from the thoughts of his friends, so he turns to meet the dark eyes of the other man. And I do believe I can help you. Okay, one last chapter before we move on to Metroid.
How many chapters of this have you read?
2 so far, technically, since chapter 1 was basically nothing. Oh
That's
my god,
too
at
many.
least they're marking what the song is, so this is another fucking Bring Me the Horizon one. They make it to the first city to fill up on petrol when Anti attempts to break out. The truck almost cost
Petrol.
petrol.
It says petrol. Okay, all right.
Petrol.
Set in America, petrol. All right.
The truck almost coughs pathetically as they pull up outside the gates to a nearby city. It's as if the beaten down vehicle could be physically worn down by the heat and devastation the same way they could. Dark, who was making a point to remain quiet it seemed, studied the map in his lap clearly. So do you know where they are? He finally speaks, his low baritone voice rumbling through the small truck. Oh, guys, don't you fucking... Ah! Peter, what the
Wait,
fuck
what?
have you done? Peter, what have you done? I don't want to fucking look at that anymore. Why would you do that?
Oh my god.
That's so bad.
Is that...
I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm not looking in there. I'm not looking at voice chat again until you fucking push that up. Stop. Just don't bring it up. It's gonna distract me. He finally speaks, his low baritone voice rumbling through the small truck. Jack rummaged around in his pockets before throwing the tag he had retrieved before down onto the other man's lap, focusing as they drove through the arch and into the city. That was left behind at our home, he said softly, swerving the truck into a gas station. Turning it off, he leans back in his seat momentarily and regards the other man with reservation. There's so much he wants to say, so much he wants to ask, but they're strangers and it's not the sort of world where you share secrets. Instead, he climbs out of the truck and moves around to the pumps, unscrewing the cap and pushing the tube into the gas in a gap that was no revealed. He stands still, watching a tank fill up on the meter and thinking absently about his situation. Oh fuck, hang on, sorry, the phone's ringing. And...
USA all the way. USA all the way. Good.
Okay, I'm back. It was just someone trying to call my dad, but as I said, my parents are out of town today, so... You know, had to tell them to call back another day.
What do Brits do today?
I don't.
You guys just
nothing in particular. We don't really give a shit about it. I think they're, think there is like.
It's not like it's not like they would have some kind of anti-Independence Day.
I wish.
I mean,
right?
I think they lost quite a bit.
I fucking wish we did.
What the fuck does that mean? You wish you did.
Do not keep out enter. Do not keep out enter. Let him in. Let that dirty fake French fuck in.
Listen, you French fuck, please. I am Belgian, so make yourself a fucking waffle. We done here.
This is a... Hang on. Sorry, oh. We'll be celebrating the fact we won on penalties for the first time ever. I don't know what that means. Epsilon.
Wait, what?
I don't know shit about the World Cup. I don't know shit about football. Why would I know? No one has posted.
Well, you're not American, so every other country loves soccer.
Soccer.
Okay. He stands still watching the tank fill up on the meter and thinks absently about the situation. He felt scared for the first time in so many years. He felt honestly terrified and so lonely. He had absolutely no idea if his friends were even still alive. He could be risking his life for no particular reason. His chest felt tight and his hands clenched around the pump, yanking it out and slamming it back where it belonged. His head ached and his mouth felt very dry, tasting of sulphur and metallic, like blood. Not now, not here. He heads inside to pay, but his hands shake as he does, slamming the correct amount of money on the counter. Sorry, my head is killing me, he explains to the store clerk who is staring at him intensely. The money is taken and he's handed a piece of paper saying he paid before he stumbles towards the truck. Shouldn't his veins be going all oily? Didn't that say the first time? Didn't it say the first time that was a thing that happened? Shouldn't that be noticeable? I don't know. Fuck, not now. Get out of my goddamn head, he thinks, moving to grip at his hair. He stumbles into the truck and rests his head against the steering wheel, his entire body trembling. Dark studied him, his eyes watching the scene unfolding in front of him. Wordlessly, he grabs a bottle of water and forces Jack to sit back, thrusting the water into his grip. Drink. When Jack makes no move to do so, he replies in a sterner voice, drink. The other brings the bottle to his lips and drinks weakly, sipping water down his rough
5 hour
energy. Drink. 5 hour energy. Drink.
Drink.
God, I'm fucking glad someone else likes Fesh Pins here.
Fesh Pits.
Who doesn't love Fesh
great.
Prince?
I showed it to
Fesh
people at MagFest, they were like confused, so it's just like...
Oh, had they never fucking heard of YouTube poops before?
I don't know, Ursula was having the time of her fucking life though, because she was well aware of it, but like some of them hadn't. The other drinks weakly, sipping water down his rough, scratchy
District
throat.
Attorney.
He lets out... Oh my god, fuck off. He lets out a small cry of pain,
Celine?
as if his DNA was rewriting itself on the spot? What the fuck does that mean? Leaning back against the seat and squirming. Get from the passenger seat, the elder growled, moving out of the van and around to the driver's seat before helping the smaller man to the passenger seat. You clearly can't drive like this, he says in response to Jack's weak process. I'll get us to a resting spot. Dark drives significantly rougher than Jack, calling the smaller man to feel rather sick within the confinements of this tin can with wheels. His stomach lurches whilst he feels them poking at his mind, trying to break the mental walls and put up to confine him. Fuck off, get out, he whimpers, blinded by agony, squirming violently as attempted to put down a screaming voice in his head. The bastard had fed him fear, knowing it would weaken him, and now the monster was trying to get through. But he couldn't have Anti out there in the world. He was vicious, I don't think that's how vicious is spelled. Viscous. Terrifying. He was viscous. The truck screeched to a stop outside a motel of some kind, his head aching as he leaned against Dark for support. The much more adapted and streetwise man's sides, he wrapped an arm around the weakening body of the Irishman's. Sorry, Jack, if this looks gay to the viewers.
Why is he called Celine? Why is one of his aliases Celine?
Celine Dion!
I literally...
At the current moment, the younger was facing between minds, words spilling out his mouth from the two different personalities. It didn't take a genius to figure out what was happening. It took Dark, though. Holy shit, is he okay? A young man stumbles forward, his soft eyes wide as he scrambles towards the two. Need help? First aid? He rushed from behind the counter to look at the green-haired man who turned a deathly shade of porcelain. Here, I'll take you to a room. The younger man wraps an arm around Jack's waist to help support the other side. A string of thank yous leave Dark's lips, happy to have some assistance with the wildly squirming man in his arms. Inside a room, the young man helps lay the other down. He's running a fever, but he's deathly pale. He studies Jack for a moment. Perhaps he's having hallucinations because of his fever? The eldest man was paying little attention, instead studying what was unfolding. It's okay, I'll make sure he's fine. Thank you for your assistance. He scrambles through his pockets, pressing a few bills into his hand. I'll let you know how he is in the morning. The dark-eyed man sat down on the bed, bringing his hand to press against the other's pulse as the door clicked behind the motel owner. He studied the raised heart rate of his companion. He recognized all these signs. He knew them by heart. He'd seen them all once before. I never thought he would see it in another person. You're a switcher! He whispered softly. You're like the switcher! No! It's Gacked Day! It's Gacked Day! It's also Michi's actor's birthday, apparently. But it's Gacked Day. Why are you all sandbagging the switcher thing?
Dude, why do you think? Look where we are. Look what the server
I know.
we're on.
Why are you sandbagging it? Why can't we acknowledge this?
No, because
In this reality, there is a Matt and he has an evil personality. This is canon. This is canon now. You just have to fucking accept it. When's Gacked is dark Gacked.
There's already Dark Gacked.
there's already Dark Gacked. It's the Gacked from the Journey to the Decade, Journey Through the Decade music video.
Or it's the Gacked from Final Fantasy where he almost beats Sephiroth in a fight.
He whispered
Where
softly.
he,
2 minds, 1 body. A grin spread across his face. Come on then, I've spoke to Jack, now let me talk to you. He presses his hand against the other man's chest, closes his eyes, he focuses on his job. His essence twitches and splutters inside of him, causes a visible outward flinch. And when Jack's eyes open, they're not the shimmering blue that glisten happily and reflect all the emotions he's feeling like a mirror. Dark would jump back if he wasn't already familiar with it. Not these eyes, but the change. Aren't you pretty? He murmured. The eyes meeting his own were a sickly pale green where the white should be. The iris pitch black, like darkness had been poured into them purposefully. And the pupil a dead shade of off-white. Shut up. Shut up. That's fucking stupid. They looked dead, blank, blinking slowly as if assessing what just occurred. What's your name? Auntie. His voice is Jack's, but deeper, rougher, slower. The accent was thicker and sounded somewhat bloodthirsty, not at all like what he was used to at all. No surprise showed on his face when he studied the creature with fascination. My name is Auntie. His lips curl around the words as if he'd never spoken them in his life before. A grin that was downright insane spread across his face. It was a face that the other had somewhat liked, despite the twitch of uncertainty that sparked inside the pit of emotions he owned. What is with the phrasing in this fucking fanfic? Really, I have to thank you for bringing me out, but it wasn't the smartest of moves. I mean, there was a reason Jack was keeping me buried after all. Bloodthirsty was definitely the right word choice. Everything about his demeanour screamed he wasn't at all sane, but it was something Dark could use to his advantage. He could train him the same way he trained the last one. I fucking hate this.
oh my god, no, all of this is terrible.
Yeah. No good suppressing you. No, not at all. He bit his lip, studying a maniacal look that seemed the only emotion this half was capable of expressing. Jack was soft, rational. Even in saving his friends, he was upset but not furious. He drove himself via irrationality and patience. It made sense he feared Auntie, who was irrational and threatening. He'd barely done anything at all, but the half-Asian could distinctly see such a driving force of madness inside his eyes. This was not a man you would take for dinner without a little blood being spilled. What? Huh? Okay, well, that's enough of you. He pressed a hand to Andy's chest, hearing the words of confusion and anger spat out at him. I just wanted to get a feel of you. Sorry, Jack's right. You're definitely not someone we need now after the open right now. Never mind. Let's just fucking put him back in the fucking thing, in the mind.
Liam's evil alter ego is just early John Cena. Before he was moral paragon John Cena.
Sorry, the raging evil star made me think of an evil Q-Ranger pisser. So now I think that's what Liam is.
Hebitsukai Metaru.
He presses down firmly, pinning the younger man's body down, watching without flinching as he thrashed beneath him before the dark eyes replaced with soft, scared ones. What the fuck did you just do? So let me get this straight. People like you were created for the specific purpose of controlling people like me?
What?
The Irishman raked a hand through his hair, pacing rapidly, whereas Dark sat on the bed, watching him with an amused expression painted on his face. But what are the chances of us ever meeting? Are there more of people like me out there? I'm not alone. The younger approached the bed, and even now there was no wildness to his eyes. He remained calm and composed, awaiting a patient response. He was studying him, almost profiling him. The difference between Jack and Auntie was so abstract, it was hard to picture that face wearing such different expressions. There are always complications, but people with matching genetics tend to drift towards each other, like stand users. Like,
What do you mean? Wait, hold up. Matching genetics. Is that...
People with powers of the mind tend to drift with people with powers of the body, for example. Your power is in your mind, but mine is as physical as mine is to stop you. Some people have multiple powers. They're often referred to as new gods! What?
What?
What the fuck is this law? Epsilon, did you know about this shit? And choose to remain away from civilization. Dark watches his companion sits at the edge of the bed listening attentively. But I've only seen someone who's a switcher once before. Sometimes they're viewed as myths, but because it's hard to believe a mutation would cause an entire person to live in the backseat of your mind. An entire second person. Oh no. This is so fucking stupid. He doesn't want to give him all the information. He's worried it would scare off the younger man, so he bet his lip on a few of the pieces of information. The myth is that what caused the switcher is that in the womb there was supposed to be 2 babies.
Epsilon, no!
No, Epsilon! Don't insult yourself like that! The myth is that what caused the switcher is that in the womb there was supposed to be 2 babies, but one of their body failed, so their soul lived inside the other body, he shrugs. The mutation could have acted like a magnet. After all, there's so much the world doesn't know about wastelanders. No! Jack sighs and runs a hand through his hair, lying down, staring up at the ceiling as he attempts to take in everything he's just learned. His head aches in a new way, and his tired body is now begging him to take a break. I'm going to have a shower and get changed, he muttered, standing up and heading into the bathroom. Dark watched him, almost sympathetic. This wasn't a nice thing to endure, and he's surprised the other isn't angry for bringing Anti out of him, but no, he's just quiet, studious. If he didn't know better, he'd say that Jack was more curious about his powers and angry that he'd been so very close to releasing a murderous, bloodthirsty soul into the world. So if this is meant to be just that you have a second, like, soul in your head or something, why is he just evil?
Yeah, what?
Shut up, Peter! Shut up! You can't say that! You can't
Evolt is
no,
Darkiplier Suichi.
but Evolt has possessed other people, though. He wasn't just Suichi.
Then he's Darkiplier them too.
You can't... I mean, out of Katsuragi and Sento, which one is the Darkiplier? Don't answer
Evolt, that's who.
Sento.
Shut the
Of
fuck.
course it's Sento. He's the one who used the hazard switch.
The switcher.
But Katsuragi was the one who made it.
Yeah, but he didn't use it.
Shut up. Shut up.
Sento also tried to kill himself multiple times, so he's the
Epsilon,
edge one.
don't say that! Please don't say that! You're right, but you shouldn't say it. So what you're saying is Escape wants to fuck Darkiplier, Epsilon?
Does Escape want to fuck the box?
No.
I mean, I don't think he'd be against it.
No, Escape is the girl.
Represents the 12-year-old
Escape-
girls who draw sexy Darkiplier fan art.
Escape is the one who the one who wants to fuck fight overheated Blue Buster. Enter is the one who probably would fuck the box, though.
Fuck fight or fight fuck?
Both.
Hmm.
Yeah, Enter would fuck up box. Well. He hears the click of water and starts to strip down to his
Enter would
underwear,
fuck
climbing
me
into the
in
bed and curling up.
box.
Do they have more than one bed, or are they gonna have to share the bed? Of course they're gonna have to share the bed. This is slash fiction. This Jack was somewhat strange. He had a personality he'd never seen before in a mutant. He was too accepting, too docile. His anger died down far too quickly. He was not a fighter, and although his dedication was there was no way he could fight an empire. Jack climbs in beside the other, hair still wet and not a complaint on his lips about sharing a bed with a stranger. His bare back brushed against the heavily defined, muscled one of Dark's, eliciting a shiver but not much else. Drained emotionally and physically, he quickly falls asleep. Why?
So I decided to look up Darkiplier. So there's a series, like some kind of video series Mark made called Who Killed Markiplier?
Oh, I know.
And Darkiplier is a
Right.
fusion of Mark's ex-wife Celine, her brother Damien, and some evil eldritch entity.
What?
Yep.
That's fucking stupid.
And most of those characters are played by Mark himself.
Well, anyway, I'm done with this one. Now on to Metroid, motherfucker. So, episode 38, Big Bang. Author's note 1. Kuroto's moment in the previous chapter would be his first out-of-character moment. That's a trope name, and also, no, it's not because you can't fucking write down properly, so he's been out of character this whole time. When Parado notices Kuroto's seemingly depressed state, especially as he should be dealing Reaper without letting Emu and the other doctors involved. Oh god, I have to adapt back to
Oh
this
god,
bad
wait, no,
grammar.
we're back? We're
Yeah,
back?
we're back.
Okay.
Parado points out that Kuroto, his intent to transform into Kronos is not like him. While our favourite meme lord is visibly pissed off with Reaper's killing spree, it shows despite he
He's
doesn't
not
mention
even my
about
favourite
atoning
meme
for his
lord.
sins as shown in the TV series, he admits that Reaper's existence is his mistake. In short, Kuroto is indirectly responsible for Reaper's existence. And this chapter contains
He would never
Guys!
consider it a mistake.
You shut up, cause... And this chapter contains another mature content involving Goro and Taki, plus more explosions in this chapter.
At most, Dan
Wait,
would
wait.
consider it a failed. At most, Dan would consider it a failed
Oh.
experiment.
This is out.
To like a failed experiment that is his responsibility to clean up. You know?
Yeah. Blah blah blah, opening. What's next? So Goro, what are you planning to do next? One thing is for certain that when faced at the chance to face the Reaper Bugster again, Goro is willing to prepare himself once things turn for the worse. While the two are talking while Natsu is inside enjoying playing video games on the PlayStation 4 with Kasumi, Goro decides to reveal to Taki about a top-secret project he's planning to work on. Goro sighed and turned his attention to Taki. For now, I had planned on constructing a heavy-duty battle arm with Nakajima. Considering it's a top-secret project I called Project Titan! Oh my god, stop doing this, Pitta. I'm gonna
Hey.
What?
You remember Kuga?
No.
Kuga had a Titan form. That's
Okay.
the point of the name.
Pitta, I hate this. Project Titan, Taki raised her eyebrow. What comes into one's mind in hearing the word Titan is this heavy-duty battle armor Goro is talking about likely doubles like a mecha. Why would Taki assume that she's in the past?
Likely doubles like a mecha. Not as, but
Sometimes he also thought about outmatching enemies with a combination of size and raw power, much to Taki's dismay. For Taki, however, raw and sheer power is not the best idea to combat speed and agility. So the gadget you're Y-O-U-R planning to build is some kind of monstrosity of a machine, she continued. I could imagine if one can end up in a cat and mouse chase. You tend to say strange things more often, Taki. To be honest, while I'm beginning to be more adapt in with the modern society, I'm still not into other kinds of machinations like how to use a computer. Goro still continued to make fun with Taki's difficulty in adapting with the modern world, much to her annoyance. But her ability to understand the terminologies and other things of today shows that she can finally be more accustomed. Sometimes modern-day ninjas tend to use their archaic culture, to which Taki is often obviously familiar of. As for Project Titan, what exactly are you planning to do before building the armor? Taki continued. The next segment of this is the porn bit. I'm trying to research a basis for the new armor, Goro replied. For starters, I'd be picking of two options. Getting into a fight with Shingetsu's goons, since they also happen to use these Daiyokubi and mechanical mech suit, or those so-called Ragnar males that those irregulars pirated. Ragnar males are transformable mechas as far as I heard from the Space Explorers. Great. Do you guys remember Cross Angie? Do you guys remember it? No, we don't, but...
No.
Taki keenly looked into Goro's eyes, noting the similarities between him and Sento were simply too obvious to ignore. Hey guys, did I mention that Goro and Sento are similar? Did I mention that? Cause...
No, they're not.
No, but... Yeah, but like, seriously, this guy really likes to say that they're similar, but then they fucking aren't.
They aren't at fucking all.
Yeah, for one thing,
Wait.
Sento is well written.
Aren't the mechs the demons use supposed to be like the maximum buddy?
They are meant to be like that.
So why don't you just study Imu?
Shut up.
But
Shut up.
he's right there. He's not doing
Shut
anything.
up.
It's to stay off.
Shut up. Though Sento might be a walking oddball considering how he got himself into trouble lately in the Koto region due to him letting Banjo Ryuga finding a safe haven in the cafe the physicists reside. What really separates Sento to Goro is the former laxes charisma and charm to the point Goro is popular with the women in the office. Sento just doesn't have the charisma and charm that Goro has.
Sento's not going around crushing puss.
He's not going around crushing puss because he's fucking Ryuga. He doesn't.
I mean, by this
puss.
author's definition, Sento has a bigger harem.
Yeah.
He's got Sawa, he's got Misora, and he's got Banjo.
Yeah, and he's got Soichi.
No!
Well, I mean, technically he does have Gin.
Yeah,
So it's twice as big.
yeah, Gentoku's kind of. Because it's
Are
like,
you saying Evolt wouldn't?
would you consider Gentoku to count if it's actually Katsuragi and not Sento that he would be after?
At the current episode, yes.
Okay.
He started calling him Gin.
Gen-san, yeah.
Yeah,
Because he's trying to
they're
be
friends.
Yeah, they're friends.
Yeah. Twins.
And yet he's still not calling Ryuga by his first name. Why?
Because he's a banjo boy.
Okay. Goro himself admits he tends to compare himself to Sento, but he's superior to him in every way despite their genius level knowledge rival the other.
What the fuck? No!
He is not!
He's not superior to our perfect science boy.
Yes!
Our perfect, imperfect science boy.
Yeah. What's wrong? You always get worked up every time you meet with Kiryu Sento. Like, the more I think of it, Sento-kun and I are almost equal in every way. The thing about this isn't just that it's bothering me because he keeps comparing Goro to Sento, but also
He keeps saying, I'm better,
It's
but
not
I'm
just
not,
that!
but I am,
it's
but I'm
also,
not.
you know, which character is clearly intended as sort of a parallel to Sento that this guy doesn't care about?
Who?
Utsumi?
Utsumi.
Yes. So he's just fucking taking that position and fucking it up. Be gone, Goro. Be gone. You don't.
Like, the joke's been made, but if you took all the characters from Build out in Goro would be the Waluigi of the science group. And now it's like someone's trying to make him the main character.
Welcome to Smash.
Yeah, Utsumi genuinely has character traits of his own that aren't just parallels to others, while Goro doesn't. Even though we joke about Utsumi being Waluigi, and I understand why, because that's how it is on this bitch of an earth. Epsilon will never let me rest.
Yeah, well,
Keep going.
Soichi can't be Waluigi because Soichi actually has character
I said
development.
Utsumi, not Waluigi.
Utsumi.
Yeah,
He
Utsumi also
be-
gets character development though. Even if he is a fucking bitch. The more I think of it, Sento-kun and I are almost equal in every way. Goro lowered his head down each time he thinks about Sento, but he's merely a scientist, and I'm a self-made man with many accomplishments in life. To be honest, I admire his knowledge to the point that I would be his rival. I'm very reluctant to admit that to his face, out of respect. He points out that he decides to keep the comparison between him and Sento to himself. Since he does see Sento as a rival of thoughts, or so he implied on his retrospect, while it's obvious Goro has an ego that almost rivals Dan Kuroto of all people, he's even charismatic to the point of being convincing and charming considering his looks, but underneath all that, he's more willing to help people in need and he's mentally and psychologically restrained. I think if you did bring up you thinking of Sento as a rival Goro, Sento would tell you to fuck off.
You'd be just like, no.
No. Going on
You're
each other's
using Sento's tech.
guys,
Going
shut up.
in.
Going
It's
on
time
each
for
other's
sex.
pants again. Late that night. It's already
It's
9
time
PM.
for Buster.
It's time for Buster. Inside the master's bedroom, both Goro and Taki once again engaged in a pleasurable yet passionate sexy time.
Pleasurable yet passionate. What?
Shut up! She seems to enjoy every bit of her body being touched and stimulated by a significant other from her neck right down to her crotch. At least it's significant other and not love interest now. Even better, each time she feels the pleasure in her womanhood, she responds by stroking...
Don't say it! Say it! Say it! Say it!
I'm gonna shut up. She responds by stroking Goro's power pole. Thing is getting really getting a bit more passionate and steamy between the two. Look, I've read a lot of really weird smut fanfics now, because every time that one shows up in the build tag, I end up reading it unless it's got like daddy kink in the tag, because I don't want to deal with that. And most of them are better written than this. Way better written.
I've never heard it called a power pole outside of the Dragon Ball fandom, so.
Hey guys, remember Dragon Ball?
Remember Dragon Balls?
Things are This time it was nice, smooth, and slow. Something Taki wanted to do. As the last time she's having sex with Goro gets taken up to 11, that she almost passed out. She almost passed out!
Whoa, oh my
That's
god,
not how sex fucking works!
That's not, no.
Not how sex works! This feels so great, Goro moaned. It's much better that you don't trust too fast. Taki replied, all while enjoying a soft thrust of his shaft into her. Both of them are sweating ever since they start their intimate moment. Oh, it feels so good inside you, Taki. Goro fondled on her breast and then sucked on her nipples. Of course, nipples.
Yeah,
boy. Goro, she moaned again. Go deeper. The feeling to having herself touched in her intimate parts makes her melting deep inside. There ain't no time, strengthening a mutual connection with Goro. Despite that, she sees Goro a strong resemblance to the certain. Stop talking about the fucking OC you made up! That you fucking literally made so there would be an excuse for Taki to want to fuck this guy right away. Fuck!
No.
The sudden she looked up to before becoming a full-fledged creature in her teens, Taki seems to accept to fall in love with Goro, and being with him managed to take her to the path and unlocking her own hidden potential. Oh my god. Each time Goro thrusted himself inside Taki, the latter felt a warm and resonating feeling to the point the spiritual power within her grows. It's likely that the connection between her and Goro, what makes the hidden power within her to become stronger, is her love for him. Every time they fuck, she becomes
gets stronger.
I mean, if you're holding...
It's not the first time I've heard of that.
If you're holding a full bottle during sex, does your hazard level go up?
I remember
Banjo,
that discussion.
Yeah.
Remember that question.
For Banjo, it definitely would. But I think recently you'd have to be careful with that, because, don't want him to suddenly go murder mode mid-sex, unless that's what Sento's into, which I don't think he is.
Oh my god, no! Epsilon, what did you fucking post? Oh no.
Oh god, what is this?
This is his critiques of various fan arts of stuff.
There's two of these that start with insert Girl Lagan song as background music for his critique.
What?
What? I don't. Why?
Because this guy's a fucking nerd.
This man is idiot.
What the fuck?
I don't want to read these.
fuck?
Can someone else... Can you just give me the highlights?
No, because I'm busy being distracted by the other shit on this fucker's TV and art.
Oh god, not again.
Mm.
After
So here's a
prolonged-
model of Taki in a leather
Oh!
top
After
with her
prolonged
boobs
periods...
showing.
After,
No, all right. You know what that is? That's an actual fucking costume from one of the games.
After prolonged...
Seriously?
Yeah,
After...
yeah.
She has a
With the
schoolgirl
big
skirt.
with the big dumb SC on her chest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from the get. Hang on, let me fucking look that stupid shit up.
That's-
Don't...
What is this? Why?
Hey Soda, we're now at 8 sex scenes.
Yeah. After prolonged periods of time, both lovers' area about to go climax. Taki screamed in pain and pleasure. You should not be in pain, Taki. Goro is really bad at sex if you're in pain every single time. No, it's just the way it comes off. It's like, I don't know. Shouldn't be like that every time. Yeah.
No, it shouldn't.
Taki
Your
screamed in
body.
pain and pleasure.
There should be a lot of infections if it was left in there.
As she and Goro experienced simultaneous and spontaneous orgasm. I don't think it's spontaneous, buddy!
That's not. No. Do you know what spontaneity fucking is? You
He doesn't.
dolt.
Clearly he
Meanwhile,
doesn't.
my avatar gif, I think, can be described as spontaneous orgasm. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted by it. What the hell is coup meant to be? Hang on, I'll show you the fucking. I'll show you how it's spelled. What is that meant to be?
It's supposed to be like an exhale? Like,
Look, it's from fucking Soul Calibur Lost Swords.
Why is that a costume?
Yes, that's an actual costume.
But why?
He came inside me.
Because they got a fucking like guest artist to come in and design a costume, and that's what.
Both of them are satisfied and proceed to kiss. They face each other as Taki gets back on the right side of the bed while Goro stays on the left. Chaos! Cue. Some music from Death Note I'm not going to play. The following
Fuck
day...
off, Death Note. You're not good. You're too good to be
Oh
here.
man, Sento didn't even appear in this chapter. Thank God. In the Space Explorers New Command Center, while the Space Explorers are currently on standby, Keiichi alerts the gang through a text message through Mitsuzane that something bad is going on around the city. Forward dispatched to investigate. Samus, Mayu,
Through
Makoto,
Mitsuzane, was Mitsuzane himself a phone?
Michi, I can't hear you. I'm on my Michi phone.
No, he just ran all the way there to tell her.
Just want now Michi's head and limbs on a giant telephone.
Somebody calls you and just goes, Nissan! Nissan! Nissan!
Shut up!
No, I love
Elsewhere around downtown, chaos ensues as many wrecked vehicles and corpses litter around the city. Boy! Shuya City ain't looking so hot now, huh? As
He just
around the
starts
way,
shaking real hard and you pick him up.
around the way, a police chase also ensued as a group of thieves are spelled wrong and running away from the long arm of the law until what's that? Said the driver when they noted the sight of a flying skull. This flying skull
What
immediately
is this
latched into the
twisted
hood of
metal
the
shit?
car before it exploded in less than a few seconds, killing the thieves on board. The police stopped their car when the car in front of them exploded into a fiery mess. Even
What?
worse than that, the whole city is in a
Wait,
state...
stop. Was that sheer heart attack?
I don't know.
What is this twisted metal shit?
I think that was sheer heart attack.
It's probably a
Michi's
servo skull.
birthday. It's Michi's birthday, but it's also Gakt's birthday, Sota. It's Gakt Day.
Wasn't there like another one?
Well,
I know it's Gact, I know it's Michi, but I think there's like a third one we talked about.
oh god.
America?
Well, yeah, of course, America.
Is Gact the real origin of America?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Gact makes his own lore
Gact-
to become American.
Gakt is the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end.
sorry, I'm
The
still on the
Kamen
idea
Rider and the Decade.
of the guy just shaking real hard, and then you
The
pick him up.
decading and the end, and the ending.
Shut up.
He signed the declaration.
Even worse than that. Even worse, that the whole city is in a state of lawlessness and the entire downtown is under a full-scale massacre. Boy,
Here's the thing: when Kira, from my limited knowledge of Death Note, when Kira went on his killing spree, it didn't turn into fucking twisted metal. All right?
Yeah, wasn't it more or
No,
less
people were
instantaneous?
literally. It was more like people were living under a fucking dictatorship or whatever.
hang on, I have to edit my OBS thing so that the region select is correct. Okay, there we go. What happened? No, the 4 space explorers arrived on the scene, transformed in their rider forms. Huntress, Creator Gamer, Mage, Spectre, and Necrom. What happened here? Makoto asked, yet terribly
God,
horrified at
nothing,
the sight of what occurred. It's like a full-scale massacre here, Samus added. Can you elaborate on what it looks like, motherfucker? Do you think the Reaper might have something to do with this? Mayu asked. We need to find out, Bounty Hunter replied. The riders asked nearby police officer in regards to the recent incidents of suicide bombings!
What?
Suicide
What?
bombings? Samus clarified after the policeman explained the detail. Still, I have no clue what just happened. Neither do we, because you didn't fucking explain. That is until Goro appeared before the space explorers. As far as I'm concerned, that's something to do with those flying skulls that latch onto anyone, said Goro. The fucking what? Samus raised her eyebrow, wondering about those flying skulls that Goro mentioned.
Metal shit.
But Goro deduces that it does have something to do with Reaper. Like those! Like those, he said! When one flying skull latches into one of the policemen, he then tells the 4 to get away as the entity now latched into the police officer explodes and killing him instantly. I don't know, Goro, maybe you could have fucking stopped that from happening instead of using it as an example?
It
Wait,
literally
so-
is sheer heart attack. Oh my god.
So these are the skulls of flying Cybermen?
These are fucking twisted metal power-ups, is what these things are.
Is
No,
that
guys.
policeman now in a Yamcha hole?
Shut up, we'll find out what the reference is when we get down to the author's note. This is horrible, said Mayu with a grim tone. Who in the world would be maintaining law and order by killing people, Elaine shouted. What's got to do with justice, Makoto added. Let's not forget we need to find Paragon and destroy Reaper, Samus said. Whether Paragon's actions are good or evil is not for us to decide. Besides, only history will judge him in the end. No, you can judge him. He's clearly fucking evil. However, Goro and the Space Explorers are confronted by Reaper itself as the Bugster immediately revealed itself to them. Why? Things are about to go hairy. Author's note. The death bombs, or what Goro refers to as flying skulls used by Reaper, is a reference to sheer heart attack, one of Killer Queen's abilities in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There.
This guy isn't old enough to know Twisted Metal.
Anyway, I need to go get a drink for a moment. Not like, you know, alcoholic, but like I need to fucking make sure my throat doesn't dry out from talking.
Wait, go back. You need to go back a page.
Why?
Because Shangetsu has the watch full bottle.
Wait. No. Oh. Why?
I did not know this. Why does he have watch?
Death bombs are killer, sheer heart attack. Yeah, okay.
So the Death Note causes a bunch of sheer heart attacks?
Mm. I'll be back in
Hold on.
a sec.
I know
I
what
need
this
to get
is.
something in my stomach.
I'm back.
Hold on, I know exactly what these skulls are.
Author's Note 1. Even though all the good parties are trying to chase Reaper and Paragon, how about we see a duel between two fated rivals, Goro and Shingetsu? How about we don't? Though Shingetsu is associated to the moon, considering his name means new moon, Shingetsu will search for worthy opponents in nighttime. Goro is the opposite of him, which is also ironic. While Goro is associated with the sun, to prove Shingetsu's opposite. His rider form G7 Icarus XYZ has the name Icarus. In Greek mythology, Icarus is warned not to fly too close to the sun because of the wings made for him made by his father for him is made of feathers and wax. When Icarus did fly too close to the sun, his wings melted, fell into the sea, and drowned. That seems like a fucking stretch. Two fated rivals, Itsumi versus Dignity. He'll never yield to Dignity. Never. Oh god, the fucking guy in the Tantrum Hole comic kinda looks like Itsumi. Like that's Evolve's true form. The flaming skull.
Just a bunch of these flying around.
you have to give Evolve his Tantrum Hole. Now he has emotions, he needs the Tantrum Hole.
That's what he's trying to do by blowing up everyone and making Yamcha holes.
This chapter will feature the debuts of Kiria into Laser Turbo Formula Gamer. Formula Gamer has no specific level, much like with Cronus and X-Aid Techie Gamer. In general, this is Kiria's official super mode exclusive to this story, while Kuroto is going to have God Max and Mighty X in the Another Ending V cinema. Starting this chapter, the frames of G7 Icarus's XYZ suit halves will be on both sides instead of front and back in order to distinguish Goro's transformation to Sento's. What?
Alright, what?
I think
Wait,
on,
what?
Like, they go to the side instead of being front and back, but that's stupid. Because that's how the
What?
build driver tensions
No,
work.
but not what?
They wouldn't go to the side because that's not how the build driver henshins work. Cross Z didn't have it go to the side. The fucking Evolve driver had different ones because that's because Evolve bottles versus full bottles.
Well, but also, like, with Evolt himself, it also still went front to back.
Yeah. The only one that, like, of course, Slash Drive a different thing. Itsumi just goes everywhere because he's fucking nuts, and I like that. I really, really want that thing someone said about, like, in a V cinema, like, he, like, grabs someone and then transforms while he's holding on to them, so the pipes fucking impale
so
them.
the pipe stabbed through him. Through them.
That's hardcore. I want that.
I came up with that.
Yeah, that's great. That's fucking great. That should be a thing. Even though Itsumi's not cool enough to do that.
Okay. I think I figured out a way to make him not a total asshole for just standing there while the cop explodes.
Well,
It's
Itsumi
Goro
grabs
from
someone,
Mortal Kombat.
transforms, but instead of killing them, they also have a Mad Rogue suit. Everyone is upset. No, that means there's two Mad Rogue Sota. I'd be fine with that. The stupid thing. Chaos ensues. Earlier that day, 5 hours earlier in Zettek's main building. Why couldn't you just have this go, like, chronologically, my dude? 5 hours earlier in Zettek's main building, here in the CEO's office, Goro begins to worry when he notices Tagami is absent again from work. Though he's still suspicious of her after he did learn that Tagami had suffered game illness several weeks ago, it's likely she'll answer the same excuse should she return again. In his perspective, Goro literally begins to suspect if Tagami has got something to do with Reaper as she did have game illness, but before Goro can come to a conclusion, boom! An explosion is heard from a distance when Goro looks from the windows building below. By the way, what is he going to do with Goro when Toto and Hokuto go to war with each other?
No, stop the war because aliens. And then they'll go, okay,
Alien
Big Dick Goro, we'll listen to
yokai.
you.
The alien demons, though.
From another dimension.
We'll
No,
listen to you,
stop the
businessman
war, though.
from the agriculture region.
And then Gentoku's like, fuck off. No. War, though. And the Hokuto Prime Minister's like, fuck off, because she's still horny for evil. So they don't.
And then Namba's like, give me your company, Goro. I'm bigger than you.
I
He
will
just
fucking-
T-poses to assert his dominance.
Oh man, Namba T-poses.
No, he fucking transforms into Titan from Kamen Rider Stronger and T-poses on him. Every Kamen Rider is canon, Namba is Titan, fuck you. I man. Yes. He sees a car being reduced to a scrappy mess and its engine catching fire. From the window, he sees flying skulls passing by, then more explosions are heard from a distance. It can't be. Goro has a feeling that Reaper starts causing chaos. Cue Death Note music I'm not gonna play. In the space...
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, there's the fucking thing they already did. Guys, we got a problem. Something's happening. Bad's happening around downtown. Elsewhere around downtown, chaos ensues.
He
Many
just
wrecked
fucking
vehicles
Google
and-
translated the
Yeah.
shit out of that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
This is the same shit we've already read. Goro immediately pulls out his current stealth full bottles. He quickly transforms to the G7 Icarus XYZ, with the build driver and backs the space explorers. Who the hell
That's
do
a
you
lot of
think...
that's a lot of stuff she just skipped, by the way, because
It's all from the previous chapter.
yeah. Just saying though, that's an entire. I'm just saying he just copied and pasted a fucking block of text from the end of the last chapter.
Who the hell do you think I am, Kick? Ryuga and Mak
What?
immediately catch
Fuck
up on
off!
the crew's
Fuck
move.
off!
Sunny and Go dish out a surprise attack on the Bugster. Now they've got Reaper on their sights. Kiryu arrives on the scene too as he pulls out a new Gashat with a similar start to the Mighty Brothers and Dr. Mighty Double X's double Gashat. Before Kiryu can transform, Paragon shows up. It's pointless to resist, said the hooded Paragon. How long are they going to keep up with all these senseless murders? Samus confronted the perpetrator of the criminal murders. Just let Kiryu fucking reprogram Paragon already. Holy shit. Until the world is free from the impurities that is evil. Nobody wanted any of this, Goro added. Killing will only lead to more killing. That's not what justice is meant for. Goro admits he can't stay and do nothing about this, and that he needs to put an end to Paragon's killing spree once and for all, so no one can no one should ever take the law into one's own hands. Ignore the fact that Kamen Riders are usually fucking vigilantes, except accept it with few exceptions. Shut up, though. Paragon, however, despite how many people in front of him reject his idea of enforcing law and order through killing criminals, he deems those people who refuse to comprehend his ideals as nothing more than but insects need to be crushed beneath his feet. If that's the case, if you still refuse to comprehend my ideal world, you are all nothing more than mere pests that need to be squashed beneath my feet. You know, this is reminding me of the fact that fucking, both the Hellbros and Itsumi have referred to, the main characters as rats. Specifically rats. Like, what is their problem with rats? I don't know why. Do they think that's a cool insult? It's not.
Because rats are like a plague or whatever the fuck.
I don't
Rats
know.
are
I
a
just
plague,
think it's
a
funny.
nuisance, a pest.
Rat.
It's essentially just like
No, I know why
a-
rat is an insult. It's just funny how it keeps on being rats. Like, is this a common?
Why rat and why
Namba
not something
chil-
else?
Is this a common Namba children
Yeah.
insult? Is this just how you guys talk? Paragon lifts.
Sawa just accidentally goes, "Damn rat!"
Yeah, I want Sal to accidentally call someone a rat and be like, "Oh shit, no." Then we will know for sure. Paragon
It's my
lifts a
Namba
car.
shit coming out.
Yeah, Paragon lifts a car with the use of telekinetic force and prepares to throw it on Goro. Why does Paragon have telekinetic powers? When he does, Taki arrives on the scene. She immediately goes into her empowered state, Tengen Topper Evolution, and slices the car in half with Bekimaru. The halves
You know what I
still...
bet is the reason?
What?
I bet you, if he's another patient zero, then he was exposed. We're gonna find out that he has like a bugster virus that was exposed to the energy of Pandora's box. I bet you that's gonna be it.
Fucking do.
I know, but I bet you that's what it's gonna be.
Taki! Goro shook his head underneath his helmet's HUD. Shadow Winger and Natsu came to Goro's aid as well. The mechanical bird is shocked to see the sight of the perpetrator of the criminal deaths right in front of him. So that's the so-called Paragon you're talking about, sir? Asked Shadow Winger. You mean the one with the hood and mask? Natsu added. Paragon continues to address the people who are confronting him. The world has no need for Kamen Riders. I am this world's savior. I protect it, he continued. So this is the reason why you kill people, for the sake of protection? Taki rebutted Paragon's words about killing criminals as a solution to protecting people. Disobedient children need to be punished, Paragon responded again. I think that line was stolen.
I don't
from
think
somewhere.
people need protection, says Taki.
Taki continued,
And
we're
you
not
would know.
gods. We're not gods. We never decide who lives or who dies. Well, except Kota, he is a god, but he's not here right now, so shut up.
He is a god, but that's not important. He's a god on another planet. It's fine.
Are you intending to mock those who risk their lives protecting those dear to them? As with everyone else, Mitsuzane is really pissed off at Paragon entitling him as the savior of humanity. Do you think we're going to run? Don't insult me, you young Kirishima spat. Who the hell do you think we are? Do you really expect us to be out of commission as you start killing criminals for the sake of your own disillusioned justice? Not going to happen. Whatever you're trying to do to stop me is futile. No more talk, Mitsuzane shouted. He pulls out the Dragon Fruit Energy Lock Seed after inserting a Genesis core into his Sengoku driver. Then he transformed into Jemba Dragon Fruit Arms. His sonic arrow just suddenly appeared out of nowhere upon transformation. Fuck you.
Wait, when did he get this?
Shut up, it was probably in one of your first 2 volumes. Rats. We're the rats.
Why do you have dragon
Vegas rat
energy
that makes
arms?
all
Shut up.
the
Bitchy,
rules.
no, shut up.
I'm the giant rat that makes all of the rules. Let's
Also,
see.
shit. Fucking Emperor text speeches in 10 minutes.
What? What?
No,
Oh.
it's just serious. Not much.
Okay. And 1 sec.
You fucking Libra from me from hell? No. I'm not fucking playing that. I'm not associating that with this fucking fanfic. Fuck off. Then Kiria prepares to activate his new Bakusho formula Gashat. The coroner spins a pose as he prepares to transform. Gear boost, Henshin, Kiria chanted. A standby noise in the form of dramatic techno music plays after Bakusho formula is inserted into the gamer driver. Kiria prepares to open the gamer driver. Kiria kicks his character select icon as he transforms into Kamen Rider Laser Turbo, while an F1 themed sport robot Formula Gamer emerges from the game screen. The Formula Gamer disassembles itself as it fuses with Laser Turbo with its parts to transform into his newly strongest form, Kamen Rider Laser Turbo Formula Gamer. Heck, to Goto's surprise, Laser's new form resembles that of Kamen Rider Drive's type formula.
Power to the beast, powerful, she's the beast.
Now I'm on board, Laser claims he prepared for battle. As far as Natsu observed the space explorers, considering a majority of them are all men, save for Samson Mayu, it seems they have no problem kicking logic out of the way, taking it up to 11 Eevee Trope's name. What's with all these guys? This is how they say it, real men never back down from a fight, the young ninja exclaimed. Or to be precise, a man's spirit never dies even when he's killed, Goro answered. Fuck off, I can tell you took that from somewhere. Laser
People
Turbo...
die when they're killed.
I'm trying to look up Libera Me from Hell with half the notes missing. Because that's...
Laser Turbo proceeds to deal with Paragon. The latter uses telekinetic and psychic powers, which each time Kiria used the extremely over-the-top super speed of Formula Gamer. Paragon's telekinetic abilities attracting Kiria is useless each time Laser speeds around. He's invisible even to the naked eye when traveling in supersonic speeds. What's the matter? Got any headaches? Laser taunts Paragon as he overwhelms him with lightning-fast attacks. G7 Icarus XYZ goes sniper mode as he pulls out the Neo Artemis bolt-action rifle, providing Taki and Natsu some cover fire. Even with the G7 Skybuster, Goro doesn't miss any shots of the Neo Artemis each time he boasts his ace sharpshooting skills. He takes the opportunity to shoot Reaper's weak spot, the glowing gem on its chest. Why does it even have one?
Why would Dan make it that way?
Yeah, why would Dan make it that way? We need to attack Reaper simultaneously. That should curb down its resurrective immortality, Samus told its crew. Why would it do that? Leave it to us, Taki decides. Why not just have Kiria reprogram it so it's not immortal anymore?
Why not just call Emu?
Yeah, that as well.
Why not just use your 4 arms to win?
Why not write this scene set to something other than Libera Me from Hell?
No, because remember Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann?
No, fuck off.
Remember-
I'm mad now.
Remember Gurren Lagann? Leave it
Yes,
to us,
I
Attack-
remember loving Gurren Lagann. And I will forever remember hating this piece of shit.
I leave it to us. Taki
Yeah.
decides to take Samus's advice. Come on, Natsu. I got your back, ladies. Goro added as Shadow Winger attaches itself on his back to become his wings. And I'll put Paragon down, Kiri replied in return. Once both Reaper and Paragon in a sluggish state, Kiri starts by closing the lever of his gamer driver. Laser Turbo then opens the lever again with the gamer driver exclaiming,
Gotcha!
Back
So
critical.
critical.
The formula
Doing
gamer
possible.
disengages from...
Yeah.
Don't read out that bit.
Wow.
Disengages from Laser Turbo and Paragon is found by manifesting F1 wheels. As Laser Turbo turns his back to the formula gamer race around him, focusing its power. The wheels then finally trap the target and shoots it to Laser, who instead jumps into Formula Gamer and kicks it, making Paragon bounce off it and kick the target and keep bouncing off Formula Gamer. That's
I found
basically
this.
that's basically just Drive's Rider Kick, I think. Unleashing a multitude of flying kicks in a pinball-like manner. Yeah, it's Drive's Rider Kick. Until he comes in with a final kick, with Formula Gamer combining back to Laser Turbo for the final kick, skidding to a stop. That is literally just Drive's Rider Kick, which is a good Rider Kick, but could you not have come up with something original? No, of course he couldn't have. Hey, I got good news. He at least knows it's not.
That's not even wait. That's not even type Formula's Rider
It's
Kick,
not.
which would make sense. It's type Speed's Rider Kick.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the master and student pair of Taki and Natsu regroup. Taki tells the student to use Arahabaki's power to take down Reaper. Goro suggests by combining his, Taki, and Natsu's attack all together while using a sniper rifle. Taki refuses it's less likely going to work, but Goro sees it will. That said, Taki prepares to channel her spiritual energy along with Tengen Toppa Evolution's power simultaneously. But why don't you just fucking have Kiria reprogram it?
You're
That's
making
how
it
they-
this big, huge battle, but it's like
That's
not.
Because it's not, because the Reaper's still gonna fucking revive because they didn't get Kiria to reprogram it, even though Formula Gamer explicitly was stated to have the reprogramming stuff in it.
Here's the thing. As soon the fight with Dan when they were trying to reprogram his immortality away is there was it was a fight, but they were fighting to reprogram him. Then then they would stop or get him to give up or whatever, and only
This one, they didn't even seem to
Paragon
be
killed him
considering the
instead.
possibility of reprogramming him, which is kind of ridiculous for the Space Explorers, since apparently they went through all of Xaid's plot.
No, they went through all of whatever bullshit perversion of Xaid's plot where
Yeah, but
Masamune didn't kill himself in the
Maximum
greatest.
Mighty X still
villain
existed,
move.
and it still reprogrammed stuff, so...
You
Yeah,
know,
still know
I
about
bet
that.
you wrote it as stuff showed up. So,
Yeah. That's how he always fucking does it, apparently. I don't know if Volume 1 was following Ghost, though. Apparently it wasn't, because there was, like, a Kabuto arc and shit. Tucker was complaining about it. So I don't know if it was following Ghost. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't, but at the same time I wouldn't be surprised if it was, considering Elaine and Makoto are here.
Mortal Kombat versus Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Let's get serious. Arahabaki,
I gotta
Natsu
see
said
this
as the
shit.
seal on her left shoulder began to glow as she allows the seal demon inside her to drop power.
Skull Man.
What?
That
Oh,
is
no.
how dare.
No.
How dare.
Skullman is an actual separate thing.
Oh no, I know it is.
Yeah.
Also, what is it? What is this roster? What is this weird mix and match pick my favorites roster?
I don't know.
Ryuki Decade, fucking White Wizard Oja, Ichigo Wizard Gaim, Eternal Oz, Hibiki, the fuck is Siren,
I
and
mean,
Skullman.
Oja being in
Well, you
Mortal
need
Kombat
Skullman to fight
crossover
Shao
thing would
Kahn,
make
obviously.
sense, I guess, because, you know, he's like that. But I don't know why some of the others are in here.
Why is Skullman there? He's not a writer.
I don't know. Fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle had Bao, or whatever his name is.
Well,
So,
Yeah.
okay, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh look, someone the closest I could find to a Goro Kamen Rider.
Ew.
Thanks.
That looks weird.
Yeah, that does look weird. Still cooler than Goro Izumi though. G7. I'm just gonna call it Big Dick Goro. Big Dick Goro loads the scope full bottle into Neo Artemis while he stays airborne above Taki and Natsu. Voltec charge. He finally found out that it wasn't Boltec apparently. Took him long enough. Goro's HUD began aiming on Reaper's weak point once he's given clearance to take a shot at the moment his crosshairs give the green light. Target acquired. Fire, he said as he pulls the trigger. Misatsu, Taki shouts as she unleashes a shockwave of pure spiritual energy on the target, followed by Natsu stabbing both Nakuzakiri and Aoyuki into the ground to unleash a blast of energy coming from the demon Arahabaki. The attacks of the Konichi duo then joined with a bullet fired from the Neo Artemis piercing through Reaper's chest, defeating it. Nice shot, Natsu commented, but it's still too early to do a victory dance as Reaper can still revive itself despite the weak spot on its chest being shot at. Paragon manages to stand up. I will not forget this, said Paragon. This is not over yet. They both disappeared from the battlefield, although the two parties are intent of catching Paragon are close to succeeding. They managed to avert the threat thanks to Kiria's new Gashat backstow formula. Why didn't you just defeat it now? You could reprogram it so it can't revive and then defeat it. Why don't you fucking call Emu?
Because they're not allowed to pick who lives and who dies.
The Bugster isn't. There's nothing wrong with fucking getting rid of the Bugster at least.
Especially when it's fucking Twisted Metal, JoJo's Bizarre Adventuring all over the fucking place.
Yeah. The Bugster, I don't think, has said anything. It's not sapient. So
Unless
there's nothing wrong
the
with
guy
killing it.
is talking through the Bugster, which makes even less sense.
No, like
Because it's not a fucking stand.
the guy is talking. The Paragon is talking. I don't think Reaper has ever said anything. So the Bugster doesn't come off as sapient, which means there's no reason to not kill it.
Oh no, wait, remember, Paragon's a girl, and remember that
Right.
Paragon is very obviously fucking
Togami, yeah.
secretary. Yeah.
I remembered the name Togami because that's the fucking Danganronpa dude. Tell them, Nayagi. That guy. And then there's the fat version of him in the second one for some reason. Because plot. The Rivals Conversation. Cue Mission Final OST from the Metroid Prime trilogy. No thanks. The Space Explorers bought Goro and his Konichi harem. It's two people and only one is romantically interested in him at all, so it's not a harem. So the new command center
There
for
should
questioning.
be a Catchy's fan thief mask on top of that.
Akechi is better written than Goro Izumi.
Catchy's League's better written than Goro.
Yeah. Still, but this is no interrogation. Samus's part, she has something to talk about to Taki. Still having a hard time adapting with today's society, I presume, Samus said with her arms folded. Like you, I used to experience that. I came from a distant future. You too, but are you planning to return back to your world? Taki asked. The bounty hunter brings up her own past and her world, all the way he came to the present. I guess there's nothing for me to return to that world. I had my family taken away by space pirates, the point I kept thinking about perpetuating the cycle of vengeance where I succeeded in defeating them. Ever since I stumbled into this world, I finally found a place I want to call home, as well as family and friends I can reach out to. The feeling what it's like to live in a planet is so vast as the entire universe itself. What the fuck does that mean? Samus admits she's a loner. Despite that, ever since she met Go Mitsuzane, Makoto, Elaine, and Mayu, she is becoming more open to others in the way she wants to bring out the best in them. That's why they are the space explorers for a reason. They did save the galaxy from a rampaging bounty hunter hellbent for homicidal rampage. So this is what it feels like to live in a futuristic world, Taki mused. After several minutes, Go asks something to how to find the crew of the Aurora, that is, Angie and her companions. He has something to talk to them. However, Goro doesn't want to reveal anything related to his personal profit for that matter. In this case, his developments of the top secret project Titan. Fuck. Sorry. That was my bad. Angie and her crew have their submarine docked beneath the ocean near the docks where you first encountered them, Samus said. What do you exactly want with them? For the time being, I don't want to mention to them about Project Titan. Instead, Goro thought to himself before replying to the bounty hunter, I want to look a thorough research with the so-called Ragnar males, because I'm planning to construct a countermeasure against Reaper. Is that so? Are you also planning to let Kiryu Sento involved with whatever project you're planning? Again, Samus raised her brow. Sometimes you need thorough research on a particular material before starting a project, Goro continued. Oh my fucking god, please don't post Maid Akechi again. I know this person who kept making these fucking terrible Persona 5 photoshops. It was a rough time. Granted, Sam, I think I have a picture of Akechi vaping somewhere. I'm not gonna go find it though. Granted, Samus gives Goro the location where the Aurora is docked. Since this is a gigantic submarine, it stays under the ocean. That said, Goro plans to visit the crew of the Aurora once the sun sets. Later that night, Shingetsu's challenge. Great, Shingetsu's fucking here.
Oh, that loser.
Yeah, couldn't beat Night Rogue without cheating. Later that night, Goro, Taki, and Natsu arrived in the docks to wait for any representative of the Aurora crew. Along the way, Shingetsu blocks the way. You again, Taki said. I haven't seen any of your mooks causing a lot of chaos lately, Goro sneers. Are they scared of that serial killer who is killing criminals lately? Shingetsu laughs. He admits his soldiers did fail him, other than the part involving Goro the space explorers foiling his plans. Even though he's heard the presence of Reaper and Paragon, he has no interest with the matter. I have no interest in this so-called Paragon. I'm only bored because that Faust nothing more than scaredy cats and I crushed each of their guinea pigs. Don't insult Faust. They're fucking miles better than you. You had to cheat to beat fucking Night Rogue, idiot. Could never defeat Faust 2, the sequel to Faust. That's the fucking build plot now. It's Faust 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Evolt announces Faust 2. This time there's 2 dads, not just 1.
Evolt announces Faust 2 comes bundled with Despacito 7. Despacito 7, The Rise of Nickelback.
Evolt wrote Despacito.
He did. Shingetsu explained he's getting bored. My sword is hungry for a fight. Oh, it's like that dude in a fucking Samurai. Remind me, Epsilon. You know. Help me. Epsilon, I forgot his name. The dude in Power Rangers Samurai.
Decker?
Yeah, Decker, thank you.
You mean Ricardo Medina?
Yeah, Decker, thank you. As much more Shingetsu wants to boast his power on a stronger opponent, he asks Goro to challenge him. You, how about we fight like real men to see which of us has the sharpest blade, said the Shinso vampire. When Taki asks Goro to think carefully before he can accept Shingetsu's challenge, Goro is aware that he and Shingetsu are no different in terms of how they boast their skills. That said, he puts on the build driver and sets the Chrome Stealth full bottles to transform. Goro proceeds to crank the lever of his belt and tubes begin to form a frame horizontally on both the left and right sides of Goro as it materializes the half of the G7 Icarus XYZ suit. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Henshin, Goro chanted and simultaneously assumed a stance, then the halves of the suit encased him, completing his transformation. Shadow Winger flies out of nowhere as it proceeds to drop the XGS-032 Yoshiyuki Shin to Goro. The black-winged Kamen Rider then catches the katana and proceeds to release the weapon from its scabbard. Goro then boasts to Shingetsu, if you want a sword fight with that giant-ass blade of yours, I'll give you one. Author's note 2. Laser Turbo Formula Gamer's back so critical boost looks similar to Drive Type Speed's finishing moves, and it's literally the same thing. Unlike Drive that uses Trideron for the finisher, Formula Gamer does it for Laser by disengaging itself before he goes back to Kiryu for the final kick. The fact that Shingetsu's weapon is a huge sword is similar to Cloud's Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII or Guts' Dragon Slayer from Berserk. Him clashing with Goro as the latter is wielding a katana brings an ironic reference to the Devil May Cry series, involves a sibling rivalry between Dante and Virgil. Dante uses a long and heavy sword, the Rebellion, and Virgil uses katana Yamato. Though Dante did use Yamato in Devil May Cry 4 due to the fact that Goro does channel similarities to Dante, no he fucking doesn't! He's not talking about DMC, he's talking about actual Devil May Cry Epsilon. You have to fucking confront it. Man,
Literally, what
Ma-
is even remotely similar between them?
I don't know. Majima as a rider would be infinitely more entertaining than Goro Izumi. Episode 40.
I'm literally just now posting images of better characters named Goro.
Yeah.
Just a fucking
Episode
title.
40, Survival of the Fittest. Author's Note 1, this is a continuation of the duel between G7 Icarus XYZ and Shingetsu. Consider how I
Oh my
pictured
god,
out
the
Shingetsu's
power
character
of San Andreas
to be-
cannot be stopped.
to be based on Kaito Baron from Gaim. His rivalry with Goro is an obvious throwback between Kaito's rivalry with Kota, who seems to challenge him in their conflicting ideals. For Goro and Shingetsu, they represent the sun and moon respectively. As I mentioned in my first
Whoa.
author's note in the previous chapter, Goro's rider form alludes with the Greek mythology involving Icarus's wings melting after flying too close to the sun. Shingetsu, being a vampire, is nocturnally active, and exposure to sunlight can weaken him because he's a vampire. Sorry for the delay, guys.
Whoa.
Seems the internet connection's had a major problem last night again. I really need to call in some troubleshoot for this one.
No, why? No, your fucking big dick Goro is not Coda, and your fucking jobbing the Night Rogue loser is not Kaido.
I've already
Kaito.
said he literally steals Kaito scenes and replaces Kaito with Shingetsu at some point.
I feel like he's gonna forget one of Kaito's actual lines and put one of those dumb things where he puts Marvel quotes to Kaito.
God, no, I hope not. The fated duel begins. Goro and the Kanuchi master and student pair of Taki and Natsu went to fight. Yeah, whatever. That's just a recap of the last chapter. We've already fucking read it. Now, that said, Goro answers by immediately transforming into G7 Icarus XYZ if he was born from a build driver, and this is a fight between gentlemen. How is it a fight between gentlemen? Fucking Shingetsu is a cunt. A pathetic cunt. Leaving Taki and Natsu to look on at the moment. Shadow Winger flies out of nowhere as it proceeds to... yeah. Then both men start fighting and clash their swords at an unprecedented speed. Is rather true to Shingetsu due to the fact he can even wield that heavy sword with one hand. The Yoshiyuki Shin's blade is even more durable compared to the original version when Goro was still using the prototype trial of his G7 suit. Now he's using a build drive that gave him the advanced version of G7 Icarus. He can withstand and operate the suit spontaneously. Now let's compare the rush of our power. Shingetsu boasts his own power. What's the matter? Are you planning to use your ability to stop time? Goro asks as if he's goading the alien vampire to use his Phantom Zone ability. I'm not wasting my time manipulating power on an amateur like you, he continued, sneering. So Goro isn't strong enough to warrant using the time stop, but Night Rogue was?
What? What is
Oh,
going
man.
on?
I cannot wait for him to get to later parts of build.
Oh boy. Yeah,
Oh, geez.
Night Rogue is the biggest jobber. I'm poking my...
I'm gonna just for that. I'm gonna post more pictures of Maid Akechi.
Oh god.
So, was Rogue's level even above Hazard level 4 before he
was-
became a Kamen Rider?
Was Gentoku's above?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was Gen's level
Well,
before
he
he
must-
became Rogue?
I don't know.
Not
it's-
Night Rogue. Before he became Rogue.
Yeah, so they say in Rogue episode 2, it's one of the few actual plot details you get from there, since most of it is just Gentoku getting the shit beaten out of him for 16 minutes. The trans steam gun doesn't need you don't need to be exposed to nebula gas to use it, so
So literally anyone could use the trans steam
Yeah.
gun.
yeah.
Oh.
So I think it's probably locked at 3 or something, but yeah.
What are the hazard levels of people who were exposed to the nebula gas to the Skywall incident?
I don't fucking know, man. It's been a while since we've had most characters given hazard levels. We know that now Ryuga's at like level 7 or something.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's in the newest episode. The fucking Silver Dragon bottle happened, and then Dad Build was like, "Oh, hazard level 7!" After he beat the shit out of Ryuga or whatever. Yeah.
So the highest is probably 10.
Yeah,
Right?
10's probably going to be the highest. Not that this guy cares about the hazard level scale, apparently. as we'll see later. For now, I'll show you the full extent of pure and raw power I possessed. In the midst of the blades clashing and colliding, both men pushed themselves away from each other. Either way, they continued swinging their swords at unprecedented speed, similar to a DBZ-style fist fight. Yes, that's actually in there. For real. Shit, where's the fucking... Oh god, am I still in that server even? I don't think I am. Fuck. Nope. Can't get Vape Goro. Meanwhile, in the Space Explorer's new command center,
Shit.
Black Wings versus Shinso Vampire, Phase 2. I wish.
Phase 2.
Yeah, thank you. I wish the Evolve driver had the phase whatever sounds, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
Yeah, so you can say it.
CSM.
I don't own the dragon or rabbit evolve bottles anyway, so I wouldn't be able to get it to play. But you know,
You would get phase 1.
yeah,
though.
yeah, I would. Well,
Wait, you don't have the build driver, right?
no, I don't have the build driver. I have the
Okay.
evolve driver, the trans steam gun. I have, of course, the evolve bottles that come with the evolve driver, the Cobra and Road system, and then the full bottles I have are the Bat Lost Bottle, the Bat Engine bottles, Phoenix Robot, and Rosecopter, and that's all I have.
I was about to ask, did Rosecopter come in?
Yeah, Rosecopter came in. Rosecopter came
Nice.
before the other bottle sets and the Night Rogue, which is weird because eBay said it would come after the date that HLJ said my other stuff would come in, but turned out that wasn't the case.
Right.
Yeah, so I got a couple sets. While Mitsuzane was hands-on with the computers and satellite footage, the rest of the crew alarmed with the satellite footage coming from the docks. A Kamen Rider fights a man holding a giant sword. Said heavy sword belongs to the Kamui tribe warlord Shingetsu, and the rider who's fighting him, judging by the build driver on his waist, it's likely Goro. There's no way it's Sento, the other one who used the fucking build driver. Oh, wait, wait, when did it... Guys, take a look, Mitsuzane said as Go, Samus, and Mayu watched the footage. That's, Samus took notice. It's Azumi Goron, the man he's fighting. Could it be the Kamui tribe's leader? His name is Shingetsu, if I can recall, the young Kirishima added. Should we help Azumi-san? No, perhaps this is a fight between gentlemen. Again, it's not, because Shingetsu's a cunt.
He's a little cheater bitch.
Yeah, he's the least gentleman. Samus senses a possible explanation why Shingetsu has an interest with Goro, insinuating that the alien vampire demon hybrid, how do you not realize that sounds stupid, author, has a similar mindset like Kumon, Kaito, Parado, and Graphite being battle competitive into it. Don't bring Graphite into this! Fuck off! Let Graphite go and fuck 3 women and then get stabbed on his own. Leave him alone. Oh god, I think my sister's coming down to yell at me.
Holy shit.
Oh god. Caroline, no, I'm streaming. Go away. Fuck off. On the retrospect side, the Space Explorers begin to notice Goro is becoming different the first time they met her, most likely ever since Takenatsu settled into his mansion. The first time we came close to Zumi Goro, he appears to be some sort of glory hound at first glance, the bounty hunter recalled. No, he wasn't. Initially he was polite and normal, and then when he got his rider form, he suddenly became an asshole for no reason, then all of a sudden he became not an asshole
Yes.
anymore.
All of these things are correct.
No, the bounty hunter recalled, considering the other Space Explorers compare him to Dan Kuroto of all people. Heck, even Go Mitsuzane had no problem calling Nagoro's Kuroto 2.0. When was this? Maybe he's taking a path different from us. Not to mention, guy's a lucky bastard. Seems he managed to date that hot Kanuchi from the past, Go added, before he starts leaning too close to the fourth wall. Seriously, is this your day of character development for this joke? Are we Space Explorers are full of guys with 2 ladies, a bounty hunter for the future, and some witch with time rings. Now this guy Goro has a harem of Kanuchi. I want a harem of my own next time. Fuck off. That's more to that, Mitsutani interrupted as he himself leaned on the fourth wall as well. Good thing Kiryu Sento is also the ensemble dark horse TV tropes of this story. No, he shouldn't be, because he is the fucking protagonist of Build. He should be more important. Not to mention this Mitan who's been trending around lately in the Toto region. No, she's popular over Japan! Hokuto farmers fucking love Mitan! Fuck off! They really love Mitan. But Utsumi hates Mitan. He fucking hates idol fans. Yeah, Hokuto needs Mitan to live.
Utsumi needs Mitan to die.
That's why the next episode events are gonna happen, because he's like, fucking Mitan. What if I turn her into a
I have had it!
I'm gonna fucking turn her into a Lost Smash so she'll stop the fucking streams!
Utsumi's gonna fucking turn you into a Lost Smash so you keep up this fucking story.
That's fine! He wouldn't even need to get me to do whatever he wants. I'd just be like, yeah, as long as I get that dick. Boy.
Yes, sir!
Yes, it would not be like that. It would literally be phrased as, yeah, as long as I get that dick, boy. Okay, that's enough, but more emphasis on Kiryu Sento. Samus then erupts the two men. If it makes sense he has interest with that man from Toto, the obvious fact he and the two ninjas work independently. Returning back to the fight between Big Dick Goro and Shingetsu, the Shinso vampire starts gaining the upper hand. The vampire demon manages to push Goro to a corner to the point the latter is knocked back to a nearby garbage bin. Wow, that's pathetic, Goro! You're weaker than Night Rogue! Oh, shit. I should probably order pizza after I'm done with this chapter. So I might have to be right back. I am not the kind of streamer to stream myself putting pizza orders in, especially since I don't want you guys to pressure me into ordering stuff. This is also for my brother and sister as well. But yeah, after this chapter, there will be an intermission.
Intermission.
Ugh, what a pain, said Goro upon drawing a G7 Sky Blaster and then pulling out the ambulance full bottle and shaking the said full bottle. Hey, does anyone remember when he got the ambulance full bottle? Does anyone remember that?
What?
The ambulance full bottle, does anyone remember when Goro got that? Because I do not remember.
It was probably from one of the dumb monsters they killed.
Ambulance, when did he get that? When the fuck did he get ambulance? I don't remember. Ambulance still there. Ambulance. When did he fucking get ambulance? I don't remember.
Remember when Evolt said, "Hey, what kills the ambulance?"
No,
Suichi goes,
ambulance isn't organic, so shut up. No.
the best match for ambulance should be criminal. Just JoJo reference.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good JoJo reference.
That's a good JoJo reference. It's nice and subtle, you know?
He doesn't have the bottle count on this one, so, Wait, no! Ambulance is one of the ones he was given, or something? What?
This is really good, but this is one of the funniest cosplays I've ever seen.
Post it!
Just because... It's just a guy as Goro. We just got fucking Arby's cup. There's something about the fact that he has an Arby's cup.
System. Even in Arby's, you're not safe. Yeah, he was just given ambulance, I think.
Majima everywhere.
Yeah, he was just given ambulance. Sento, where did you get the ambulance bottle from, my fucking dude? Oh boy, the Proto Men server just changed its icon. I want you all to see it.
Oh boy.
It's really bad.
What is that?
It's Panther in front of an American flag and there's Comic Sans on it. I don't know what it says.
Oh.
I mean, it's inspiring.
Yeah. These are the.
By the way, that's the Goro Funko Pop.
That's about
that
what Goro
ugly
Izumi
fucking
looks
thing.
like. Specifically for, like so once when I went into HMV recently to buy a new Gorillaz album, and I saw it like the Funko Pop wall they have, and my brain went, "Hey, what about Nutsumi Funko Pop?" And I almost had a heart attack.
What about Nutsumi Funko Pop?
Almost died right there because my brain wouldn't stop tormenting me.
Beep 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 beep.
But the idea of Kamen Rider Funko Pops, like the suit designs, but like instead of the bug eyes, they just have the fucking Funko Pop eyes, is the worst thing. Could you imagine? I know there are Power Rangers one. They're terrible. I know the Power Rangers ones. They're terrible. But yeah, like Kamen Rider Funko Pops are a concept that haunts me. By loading only the ambulance full bottle, the Skybuster proclaims ready, go. Instead of aiming the weapon to Shingetsu, he aims the weapon to himself. He points the weapon to his neck, much attack. Surprise! Oh, it's the healing one. Goro, are you insane? Instead of damaging him, the ambulance full bottle instead heals Goro's injuries rather than killing him. Did he know that? Did he know it was gonna do that? Oh my fucking god. Cobra! What is this? The Kikaida,
no.
The Kikaida's so bad. I hate it.
Oh my god, that is a fucking dog shit. Well, that kind of one is dog shit, dude.
It's so horrible.
Oh my fucking god.
What? Wait.
What? What? What?
Is this? Hang on.
What?
What the fuck is this? Count Dooku. I like how as soon as you read Count Dooku, you laughed.
Someone get Mineta in just to look at this. This is technically a prequel meme, so he has to see it. That's amazing.
You fool! I've been trained in your Phantom Thief arts by Count Dooku.
Oh fuck. Hey Goro, did you know that was going to heal you, or did you just guess? How did he know it was gonna do that? Is that the script?
Man, I want to get that Figure Arts King Mickey. Unrelated, but yeah.
Ah, Goro screamed as oh, it's basically just that ambulance
Mad Doctor.
Yeah, Mad Doctor. Ah! Goro screamed as the painful healing process the ambulance full bottle kicked in. Hot, hot, hot! Then his heads up display under his helmet begins to inform him suit's energy levels are filled back to 100%. Suit's energy levels are back at 100%. Agni informs him that his suit's energy is recharged. Repetition. At least he's not insane, Natsu points out the irony on what Goro did. Goro manages to stand up and grabs the Yoshiyuki's shin, both blade and scabbard, as he manages to continue the match with Shingetsu. If I never expect your refusal to hold back, Shingetsu smirked. Seriously, your power levels are off the charts, Goro said, full deadpan. You should be expecting I'm the strongest warrior in the universe, the space vampire boasted. My sword can destroy everything, even the gods. You and the rest of the Kamen Riders are nothing but mere ants before me. Now die. But... bruh, the only reason Sonic says the only reason we like Shido is because he's voiced by Keith Silverstein.
Do you get to the cloud district very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course.
I was fucking watching, what, but you know what? When we were early in build, before Gentoku went the path that his character actually did, I thought, hey, maybe... And I thought, hey, you know what? He's kind of like Shido, but like well written. But no, he isn't in the end. But
No,
he
he's
is
not
now.
at all like Shido
No,
now.
not
Especially
now.
now.
Yeah, but like early on, I was like, but no. Anyway, point is, boy, Shido was such a nothing fucking villain. I wish he had done more than that.
Sorry for the rapper.
At least his shadow was fucking Senator Armstrong.
His shadow was literally Senator Armstrong.
God, Sento's here.
Wait, hang on.
Sento's gonna be here in a moment. Shingetsu proceeds to thrust his sword at G7 Icarus XYZ, but Shadow Winger manages to attach to Goro's back and suddenly flew off, thus Shingetsu misses his attack. He turned around afterward only to see Goro standing right behind him. Teleports behind you, nothing personal, kid. The two men continued clashing with their swords. Both blades wrestled and the two combatants got into a simultaneous gridlock and stare down. Never underestimate the power of humanity, Goro rebuts Shingetsu's boasting. Just because humans are weak and inferior doesn't mean they need to be ruled and subjugated. Humanity can evolve in their free will. Let's see if you can back up your claim. Shingetsu once again pushes Goro back, but manages to keep his feet touching the ground. Goro then inserts the Reizoku full bottle into the Yoshiyuki Shin. Yeah, it's the refrigerator one. G7 Icarus XYZ brandishes the Yoshiyuki Shin's blade before stabbing the sword into the ground, causing a trail of spikes made of ice to appear in Shingetsu's direction, but Shingetsu shields himself using his large sword, freezing the blade for a period of time. While the two ninjas are watching a fight, Sento appears behind them unnoticed. Wow, you're shit ninjas if you didn't notice someone else sneaking up on you. Wait, they're fighting already? Sento exclaimed. Hey, you're that science geek, Natsu said at the sight of Sento. Then again, both combatants continued clashing their swords, and this time they continued getting into a gridlock. But Shingetsu manages to put enough strength to fling the Yoshiyuki Shin from Goro's hand, and he prepares to swing his heavy sword at the black-winged Kamen Rider. Ultimately, Goro manages to defend himself by crossing his forearms to catch the blade. Goro then kicks the blade from Shingetsu's hand, leaving him unarmed. Stupid. Black Wings versus Shinso Vampire. Phase 3. Now that both men are stripped of their swords as of this moment, they decide to let their fists do the talking. Now that our swords are out of the way, let's settle this like real men. Mano y mano. Goro assumes his fighting stance. What do you think of that, Bats? Feels like for a moment it was like, hey, I forgot I wasn't writing fucking Gentaro, and I'm just gonna steal a Gentaro line, but because it was kind of.
Also,
like,
it's a Gentaro line that's even wrong anyway.
yeah, I know.
No, well, first of all, like mano y mano,
Yeah, I know.
actually a common phrase.
Mano y mano is incorrect.
It's mano a mano.
Mano a mano, and it means hand to hand, not man to man.
I know. Shingetsu, being the Blood Knight trope name that he is, has no intention of holding back.
And,
he assumes his stance, and he and Goro started brawling. This fight escalates into a violent fist fight. Both men throw punches at an unprecedented level of power. Each time Shingetsu slugs Goro, the latter is thrown to the ground. Each time Goro slugs Shingetsu, the Space Vampire himself takes fall. Wow, it's like they're in a cage fight. Sento even I like to imagine he just looked like the wow vine. Like he's not impressed at all.
Wow.
Just,
Wow.
No, not like the Owen Wilson.
Oh no,
Like
yeah,
the
no,
I-
the
we know
one
what
of
vape
like
trip
the
one.
The
vape
vaping
trip
girl one.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that. I imagine that. Just,
What chapter are we on?
uh,
I just got here.
40.
40?
Sendo even compares the fight between Goro and Shingetsu to a UFC-style brawl. Even though Goro's wearing a suit of armor and there's little to no bruises on his body, Shingetsu's feeling a sting each time he takes hits from his opponent punches. The alien vampire demon has blood in his mouth as well as bruises on his left cheek. Boy, Shingetsu, you're a real fucking useless piece of shit, aren't you? I'm not skipping to chapter 136. I know what's in there. Fuck off.
What happens in
I
36?
think that's the one.
136, and yes, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
No, I do want to spoil it because I want everyone to be warned in advance. It's the one. It's the one where Sawa gets raped.
It's the one where Sawa gets raped, but not even in an actual proper depiction of that kind of thing. No, in like that weird kind of hentai way.
Oh, the one where it's like supposed to be like, ooh, look at how hot this is.
And
Look,
it's
it's
literally,
another
it
woman.
literally at one point says Q Blumenkranz.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Because the villain who's doing it is literally just Ragyo, but worse. She even
God.
molested her own daughter, apparently, according to the Kamen Rider fanfiction wiki.
Nice, cool, nifty, swifty.
Yeah. I have no
Cool
idea why the
beans.
fuck this guy felt the need to fucking keep that in.
Because Kill la Kill. Remember Kill la Kill? Don't you like Kill la Kill?
She's
Don't
also
you
the
like
one
Kill la Kill?
She's also
Don't
the
you
one
like Ragyo?
She's also the one responsible for Utsumi's death in this fanfiction, which is the real thing I won't forgive her for. That's a joke. I'm way more pissed off about the sour thing. Utsumi dying in this fanfiction is a positive because it means that he won't be subjected to this poor writing anymore. Oh no. Then Shigetsu manages to pin Goro down, gay, while still lying on the ground. The community tribal leader throws punches on his face. Sir, suit energy levels are critically low. The AI in Goro's suit tells him the suit's energy levels is now at below 20%, and it's only a matter of time before he's going to be forced out of his transformation. Goro manages to counterattack and stand up despite the energy on his suit remaining low. He still manages to stand up in his own power. Then both G7 Icarus, XYZ, and Shingetsu trade blows again, and both their fists collide for the first time, triggering a sonic boom so powerful the windows of nearby parked cars begin to break abruptly by the force of their shockwave.
Epsilon, you don't remember?
Then G7 Icarus XYZ manages to push Shingetsu back, and ironically the community tribe leader manages to reach his sword. Now you're going to die! The vampire jumps and proceeds to swing his weapon as a adversary. Instead of reaching for Yoshiyuki Shin while he faces away from his opponent, G7 Icarus XYZ cranks the lever of his build drive and initiates the Voltec finish. Reroute all power
How
to
dare you?
leg hydraulics. Goro orders Agni to focus power on the suit's legs for the finisher.
At least he didn't spell it Voltec.
Yeah, he stopped doing that now.
Yeah, because he grew a brain.
No, it's because he saw the official subs.
But he was
Or not the
already-
official subs, the subs.
But yeah,
Like, anyone who didn't translate it as Voltec, I don't know who's translating it as Voltec. What? Holographic projector. Yeah, it's the fucking geometric compass shit again. Once Shingetsu's near Goro's reach, the latter quickly hits the latter with a reverse roundhouse kick. The compass is adjusting, nut moves in a synchronized manner with his legs upon kicking Shingetsu. After a few seconds, it seems both men are still standing. Your attack is nothing. Haha, I get it. It's delayed effect finisher. Your attack is nothing more than an insect sting. Shingetsu gloated. Checkmate, I win, Goro musters. His finisher finally takes effect with the force of his reverse roundhouse kick, manages to push Shingetsu's unprecedented strength to the point he's thrown into a wall. Every finishing move Goro uses, it'll have a delayed effect to the point it takes 7 to 10 seconds to take on an opponent, except his finishes with his weapons sometimes when it doesn't actually take that much a length of time for it to take effect, because shut up.
Do you guys remember X8?
Goro removes the full... Do you guys remember Fist of the North Star? Goro removes the full bottles and build driver to cancel his transformation, and by doing so, the halves of his suit immediately disengage to undo his transformation. Both men fought well. Shingetsu, despite his hostility towards Goro, harbors no ill will towards him, and he's satisfied at the outcome of their fight, accepting
what the
defeat with honor.
fuck?
You're stronger than I thought, said Shingetsu. So why did he have none of this when he beat Night Rogue, who he also seemed to consider an equal? But he's...
What on earth?
You're stronger than I thought, said Shingetsu, regardless of no comment from Goro. The other two ninjas and Sendo himself. Consider yourself lucky you managed to triumph against me. The next time we meet, things will be more different. Remember that. The community tribal leader
They'll be
leaves
more
without saying a
different.
word.
Next time I won't miss.
Why don't you fucking kill him? He's a problem. Why don't
Next
you fucking
time
kill
I
him?
won't miss.
Why don't you seal him?
Shouldn't
whatever?
Shingetsu kill himself
Why
because he
don't-
lost?
Yes.
Taki
Please
is there.
do.
Why doesn't she seal him? If he's defeated. For the time being,
Because that would get in Goro's way.
for the time being, now that Sento is here, Goro and his party wait for about several minutes until Tusk shows up. Since he serves to guide Goro and Sento after he learns from the space explorers that Goro has something to research in order to finally begin with Project Titan. Sento's like, why am I here? Why, bitch? Author's note 2. The ambulance full bottle functions like the Mad Doctor shift car in terms of the way it heals.
Yeah,
and
no
hesitates
fucking
its phase of
shit!
process. As when used in the G7 Skybuster, it acts like a syringe or injection for Goro to heal himself. Goro shooting himself with the G7 Skybuster with the ambulance full bottle load is a reference to healing rods in the Final Fantasy games, as healing rods recovers health anyone who comes in contact with the weapon. That seems like bullshit. Oh my god. Oh, fuck off! Oh,
That's not how healing rods work.
Episode
They let you
41.
pass.
Project Titan. Okay, now that Goro is going to start with Project Titan, the armor will be christened from that as the VNZ 2000 Golem. Regardless how you spell it, Golem is in all caps or just Golem. The Golem armor is a combination of ride armor from the Mega Man X series of Robobot armor for Kirby Planet Robobot. Fuck you for mentioning Robobot. The titular mecha of Gurren Lagann, the Meteor unit from the Gundam Seed series, and last but not least, the power loader from the Alien franchise.
Oh
Considering
my
the fact that
god!
The Alien film franchise draws inspiration to the Metroid series. There are so many references to aliens in Metroid, not only from Samus herself.
Wait a minute! The alien.
Wait,
No,
it's the other way around.
Did
No,
he say
let
the
me-
alien
No,
draws
go-
inspiration from Metro?
No, he was phrasing it obviously because.
Okay, yeah,
you know,
because
English
it says
is
in the
first
next thing
language.
there are so many references
He was
to aliens
saying that
in
Metroid references Alien. He just phrased it really weird.
Okay.
Um,
All
I
right.
was worried for a second.
No, I know. And
I was
no,
about
and her arch
to
nemesis
have a
Ridley
heart
is named after director Ridley Scott. This chapter has some nods to Super Robot Wars V, involving Rosalie and Chris's taste for men. In the game, Rosalie and Chris interact to Arthur in the fact they have a crush on him. Here, they'll likely interact with the Space Explorer and later Goro for that matter. The unfortunate part with Super Robot Wars V is it doesn't include Team Gurren, but luckily, as far as many times as explained, as the Space Explorer is the current. Shut the fuck up. Watch other mech anime.
Seriously, Jesus Christ! What kind of fucking?
Watch Gundam. Watch Get a Robo.
Watch Gundam,
fucking-
but not Seed, please.
Watch Votoms. Watch Gao Gai Gar.
I haven't seen Seed, but all I know is that don't watch Zeta. I don't like Zeta.
All I remember from Seed is
Double Zeta is great from what I've seen so far.
The Space Explorer is the closest equivalent to Team Gurren, since we have Kamina and Go. Michi is the closest equivalent to Simon, while Samus is both Yoko, Nia, and Viral. Makoto is, of course, Rosu, Mayu is Kinon, and lastly, Keiichi is both Kitan and Daigaka. What about Elaine, motherfucker?
I don't like Michi being Simon. And as much as I love Go, I don't like Kamina being Go.
Like, seriously, like
I don't like Samus being
Kamina's a lot
Yoko,
more
Mia, and
noble
Hero.
than Go.
yeah.
Go is great. Go is good hero, but holy shit, he is not what anyone would call noble.
And
Welcome
we
to
all
Considering
know
that he
Michi.
seems, considering that with the weird fusion roid mutes, he seemed perfectly okay with murdering people during
Yeah.
that whole thing.
Yeah, he fucking hates robots so much that he's gonna just murder people if it means he can kill
Kamina wasn't
robots.
racist against Beastmen.
Not really.
Well, no, well,
after-
he also his mentality was they're criminals anyway. Who cares?
Who
Jesus
cares if we kill some
Christ,
kid?
God.
Well, he is Deadpool.
No, shut up. No.
I love Go, but like this guy doesn't get Go.
This guy doesn't get Go.
I think he missed the fact that like Go joking around is a coping mechanism and why
for him,
how
it
specifically-
is a coping mechanism for his whole life, kind of fucking
yeah, 'cause
shattering.
he's fucking broke. He's a fucking broken man.
From a
When he
broken
comes
family.
in, his joking is like all genuine and silly. As time goes on, though, his joking becomes
very dark.
a
Yeah.
mask. You know?
Yeah, it's like
And even his jokes become less jokes and more just straight insults.
yeah. This guy doesn't fucking get that.
He just sees, haha, joke man's Deadpool.
And he doesn't seem and as it goes on, he doesn't seem capable of joking as long as fucking Chase is in the room.
He fucking hates it.
He
Yes.
begged
Like-
Shinosuke to cuck Chase.
Please fuck my
Shin,
sister.
Please, fuck my sister.
Only you can do it.
He started calling
I
him.
need you.
He started calling him Shin Nissan because he wanted him to fuck his sister.
Just
That's
become my
literally
brother-in-law, please, as fast as humanly possible.
I need a family. My dad's like an evil robot man now.
I don't want
family
him to be my. He's a robot. Icky pooey.
I'm gonna fuck your sister, go.
Please. That's all I ask.
But not you, Chase. You're not allowed.
Especially not you, Chase. But secretly inside, yeah, Chase, you need to fuck me.
Yeah, he's making out with his girlfriend, but he's thinking about Chase.
He's thinking.
I mean, if I ever make out with a girl, I'm probably gonna think about Chase.
Yeah, same. Like, who
You
wouldn't?
never stop thinking about Chase.
Chase's
Just
ass
thinking
is
about
so
his
fun.
real. It's just out there.
You're gonna think about. You're gonna make out with a girl, and you're gonna think about super.
I'm gonna well, for me, I think if I'm making out with a girl, I just start thinking about Madrogue's henshin sequence and just start sweating like, ooh.
Make out with a girl.
Yeah, it's the fucking the Ode to Joy sound.
Ode to
just,
Joy, yeah.
Like,
You're about to have sex with a girl, and then right before you do. No, I was gonna go with the Chase one, where you're about to go in, you just got the heel.
Yeah, my brother just said you leave mid fuck. My brother just said you leave. Yeah, you gotta leave mid fuck so you can go get your revolt driver and rub it on your face. Oh yeah, I really should finish this chapter so I can order pizza.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Aurora. After securing a win against the Kamui Tribe warlord Shingetsu, Goro meets with Sento, who's watching their fight along with Taki and Natsu. The fight between men was the heated drama between men. This doesn't deserve.
This fucker doesn't know what heated drama between men is.
He doesn't fucking know about the heated drama between men.
He doesn't know about the heated drama between the rabbit and the dragon.
Yeah.
Dude, oh
is-
my god.
What?
Oh my god.
What?
I just calling them the rabbit and the dragon. I just imagine a fucking scene where Sento and Ryuga, they just like it's just that scene from Yakuza 0 with Kiryu and Nishiki facing down all the dudes, and they just and Sento and Ryuga just throw off their jackets, and Sento's got a big dragon. Sento's got a big rabbit tattoo on his back.
He has a rabbit pounding mochi, and Ryuga and just has a dragon.
Ryuga has a big dragon.
Holding a tiny little dragon.
Aww.
No, Sento's tattoo should just be Bugs Bunny.
No, it should be the Bugs Bunny that's like, Lord, forgive me, I have to kill again.
No,
God forgive me, I'm back on my bullshit. Oh my god, I wish there
And then Sento's like, where did I get this tattoo?
Katsuragi, why did you get this tattoo? Shut up.
No, his back tattoo is fucking Bucky O'Hare.
Okay, but this is only acceptable if since Katsuragi got it, the Gentoku has an equally terrible one.
He has like a Hello Kitty on his back.
No, it's like a...
He has a Hello Kitty of a bat and a fucking Hello Kitty crocodile.
yeah, no, Utsumi forced him to get the bat one laser removed because he's not the bat anymore.
You know what better?
So Utsumi,
Then he gets this crocodile.
So Utsumi gets the fucking Hello Kitty bat tattooed on him. Just like, no, it's my tattoo now, idiot.
And then
Loser.
Evil gets that little kid pissing on whatever on his back.
Ryuga's the only... Greece obviously just has Metan.
Oh yeah.
Greece is this giant fucking mecha with the face just having a screen with Metan on it.
Ryuga's the only one with any kind of
Like-
normal tattoo.
Like a serious tattoo. Everybody else is bullshit.
No.
No,
He needs to
I-
be holding a tiny little dragon.
No.
Morpheus dragon.
No. It's like No, it's like this really like deep tragic tattoo of like this dragon surrounding his dead girlfriend or something.
And everyone else is just like fucking Bugs Bunny shit.
And kissing on shit.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
Bonzo
no,
gets the
no, because
prince.
Evolve's the shapeshifter. He could just make the tattoo whatever the fuck he wants, couldn't he?
And it's always different.
It's
Yeah, no,
always.
Evolt's tattoo is just
It-
Evolt's tattue is just a guy is just him pointing and laughing,
Yeah,
and it's like animated.
yeah.
Like, look what happens when I move my skin. Ooh, it's animating.
He does like
It's
that
just-
laugh where your shoulders move up and down, and,
It's image-
and the tattoo just actually like laughs.
Dude, Utsumi, come check this shit out. He just pulls his shirt up.
Hey, Utsumi, check it. Ha, 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 ha.
I do think a good one of for Sento, if you're gonna do the rabbit motif, should be the rabbit pounding the mochi.
No, but that's too serious, though. The-
I
Yeah,
know
I gotta
that's
be
if you're
fucking-
doing a serious one.
Lord
If you're
forgive
doing
Oh, yeah,
me,
totally.
but Lord forgive me, but it's time to go back to the old me. It's
Good
like
old
the
me.
funniest
Good
fucking.
old me.
Especially in reference to Senso.
What's with all these like I for years like I remember
God forgive me for what I must yabba dabba do. That's my favorite one.
I remember seeing like on like at like school like a couple of years ago there was somebody with like a shirt with like Donald Duck when he was dressed all like a gangster and shit.
that's been a long
It's
thing.
so weird. I never
Forgive
understood
me
it.
for what I must yabba
Fucking
dabba
old
do.
Yeah,
cartoon characters as like thug stereotypes.
I think the
Either
most. I think the one I've seen the most
Okay,
is
can I finish this
Gangster
chapter so I
Tweeter.
can order
Yeah,
pizza,
sorry.
please? I'm hungry. Either way, Shingetsu was satisfied despite having lost to a human being. Tusk, one of the Aurora's crew, catches up with Goro and Sento. After a few seconds before Tusk leads them to a gigantic submarine, Nakajima arrives in the nick of time to catch up to her boss. Sorry I'm late, Goro. I thought I couldn't make it, Nakajima huffed as she ran her way up to the docks to meet with Goro and company. Don't worry, I'm glad you could join us, Nakajima, Goro smiled. I feel like this dude just forgot Nakajima existed. So he had to have her run in. Finally, I want to see what the giant submarine looks like from the inside. Sento sounded so excited. No. Curiously, Taki is not too familiar with submarines, or more particular submarine the size of an aircraft carrier. 400 years back in the past, submarines still didn't exist at that time. So those regulars
No
were
shit.
in a large ship hidden underwater, the Kenichi spoke to herself. Like Goro, she refers to Angie and her friends as irregulars due to the fact they rarely interact with a group of women plus one man from a distant planet. The large submersible emerges from underwater, that is Aurora, the flagship of the Norman Dragons. Moments later, Tusk leads Goro and his party into the ship. Once inside, the crew took note of the presence of Goro, Sento, Taki, and Natsuo. The same goes for Nakajima. Fucking seriously. Look at how this is phrased. Like, he keeps forgetting Nakajima fucking exists. Holy moly, I can't believe this place is a ladies' hall. Young Kenichi looked at each of the people inside. From a distance within the mess hall, the space explorers consisting of Go, Mitsuzane, and Mayu watched the sudden appearance of Goro and Sento. It's that guy and his Kenichi harem, said Go. I wonder what he and Kiryu Sento are planning to do, Mitsuzane added. I really hope he doesn't have Sento start hitting on one of them. Because that's not how Sento is.
If that happens,
that is not
I'd be
Sento.
tempted to say we will have to jump ship.
It's Kenji. If that happens, it's Kenji Magiri. I will just start substituting Kenji Magiri in place of Kiryu Sento. No, we don't fucking know. Kenji Magiri there could be a fucking trash fire. We have no idea, Sota. He exists only in our minds and hearts. Is Kenji Magiri Bike Lord? If Bike Lord isn't in Zio, then yes. If Bike Lord is in Zio, yes. While the two men are looking on what Goro and Sento are up to, Rosalie and Chris appear to see the appearance of two men. Hey, isn't that the guy we just saw on the beach? Rosalie asked. There are a lot of macho men like us around this place, Go insinuates, but that guy's a real motherfucking asshole. Nevertheless, he's one magnificent bastard trope name. Back when we were about to catch our rebugs, turns out he planned it. I'm not talking about you, dumbass, Rosalie tells the loudmouth to keep quiet. Then Go goes camming at Rosalie. Hey, don't interrupt me when I'm talking. Who do you think you are, Rosalie's angered. Before Mitsuzane all people butts in. Who do you think you are, eh? Just who the hell do you think I am? Okay, I'm glad that Sento isn't involved.
Who the hell are you? I don't know.
Yeah,
Who
I
the
wish
hell
you.
do you think I am?
I almost wish it had been Sento. So when she'd say, "Who the hell do you think you are?" you could go, "I don't know. I got amnesia, bro. I'm a physicist, probably."
Who the hell do you think I am? Who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think anyone is?
I don't know. I've got amnesia. Oh my
Who the hell am I? Like everybody's like, who the hell do you think I am?
Who
Or
the
whatever.
hell am
Then,
I?
who am I?
I like that you
Fucking
can never
Jackie
even
Chan.
dream of filming
No,
that
but
guy's
who am I?
shoes.
I'm being serious.
No, the white-haired girl calls the two men for yelling at her and Rosalie like immature children. Has that guy ever done something for you? Go Button again. That guy's a glory-holding jackass. Irritated May reminds you two what real men must not do, yelling at girls. Get your act together, you two. Yelling at girls doesn't make any of you guys like men and turns your attention to the two normal. You sure about that, Rosalie and Chris? I personally think Izumi-san is cool. No. Nobody can handle a candle to him, Rosalie continued. Yeah, you said it. That's the Izumi guy all bust for me, Chris added. A lot of thing continued. The guy's actually dating that Kenichi from the past. What's her name, Master Rosalie? Taki, which is only brought up. Go and insinuate each time that Taki is around to show them in the battlefield. She even make guys like out of pansies, and for that matter, both Rosalie and Chris teased the two space explorers each time Goro is in action. As Tech CEO has reduced both Go, which is Anne, is out of pansy. Granted, Goro has all the charms, charisma, and genius to his image. He doesn't have charm or charisma. Suck my dick. Fuck you. And a fun fact, Goro is popular by the women in his company. You really need to keep mentioning that. But there's another thing on the two women's minds. Kiryu Sento, unlike Goro's sharply dressed in a nice suit, Sento wears ragged clothing and comes to the Toto region. Meanwhile, Goro and Sento continue exploring the place, Angie appears before them. You know, I think actually it's just like, man, Sento, because literally everyone in Build wants Sento's dick. Basically everyone. Banjo wants Sento's dick. Mizora doesn't because they're basically like siblings. Mizora's one exception. Sao, you can make an argument. I personally don't see it. Kazumin
Volt wants
kinda...
to have Sento's dick.
Yeah. He probably used Sento's dick without permission at some point.
Cobra, take notes. Cobra.
I mean,
I mean, yeah, I guess I can.
Gentoku wants Katsuragi's dick, but that's close enough. Utsumi clearly had a science boner going for Sento at some point. If you watch the web specials, you can see it. Evolt, as you said, he wants to have Sento's dick. Everyone wants Sento's dick.
Also, can I just say Sento does not dress ragged or anything? He's like, that boy is fashionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of fucking what the kind of fucking Inoue retard are you? Remember when Inoue said Goro-chan was the fucking ugliest man he'd ever seen?
What the fuck?
Was the
What?
ugliest man
That's fucked up.
Shinji had ever seen?
And
You
meanwhile,
don't remember?
meanwhile, he dedicated like multiple paragraphs to talk about how hot Kitaoka was. What's going on?
Do you want to fuck Kitaoka or do you want Shinji to fuck Kitaoka?
What's going on in OA? What other reason is there for that description? Why would you need to do that?
I like how all of that distracts us from fucking Ren's infidelity.
Oh yeah. Also.
Hey, my girlfriend's still comatose. You want to have sex?
Also.
Hey.
Isn't it the nurse specifically as well?
Yeah.
Wait, what I miss?
We're talking about the Ryuki
it's
novel.
no, it's not.
Oh.
It's fucking Yui.
No, but Yui is like the nurse or caretaker for his comatose
No.
girlfriend. In the novel, I'm pretty sure she is. I'm pretty sure that was mentioned.
All I know is that I read the summary of Mighty Novel X yesterday.
Oh god, it's so stupid. It's not
It's so
quite
stupid.
as stupid as Inoue novel shit though, like Uija being literally born into a toilet filled with shit and then climbing into his mother's mouth to try to get back into the womb and then tearing like her
God.
stomach apart.
Jesus,
When
that's
he's
awful.
like 7 days old.
Fuck.
What the flying
Yeah!
fuck?
And then the reason why he becomes a serial killer in the novel, the reason why Asakura becomes a serial killer in the novel is because there's like these weird hands that only he can see and they block out his nose and mouth so all he can smell is shit, but the smell of blood gets rid of it, so he kills people so he'll stop smelling shit all the time.
That's fucking... What?
Yeah! I'm not making this shit up! It always
That's-
is!
God, Dude, how? That's just weird, stupid.
The Ryuki novel
This
is
man
so
wrote Agito.
stupid.
Oh god.
In the movie,
Now,
Be the
why
One,
did
the
you fall
whole
so
continent
far,
of
you know,
Japan
eh?
wants Sento's dick.
I don't know
Well-
if it's true or not, but I read a comment saying that Mighty Novel X also says that Sento's like was suicidal as a
Emu,
kid.
you mean?
Or Emu, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I
that-
saw someone say something about how when Emu got like hit by a car, like
He
the
did it on
first time
purpose.
He did yeah, it was like maybe. What
Maybe.
the fuck is Bill? What the fuck is Bill's novel gonna be like? I'm terrified.
Gonna be stupid and edgy.
Yeah, but
It's
if,
like every Kamen Rider
if,
novel.
you know what? I really half want the Build novel if the novels really are just like fucking do whatever what the hell you want. We don't give a shit, says Toei. I really want the fucking first chapter of the Build novel to just be like, Sento and Ryuga fucked. You have to accept it. Oh god, Epsilon, no, shut up. No. You
And the
can't-
only way we can accept it is if we have to accept it. Also, Kane comes with it.
The first
Bonzo-
novel. The first
Bonzo-
novel of the chapter. The first novel of the chapter. First chapter of the novel is entirely dedicated to Sento just talking about how handsome Ryuka is.
But then the rest of the novel is about how Banjo and Mitan's son is a serial killer.
What?
Or some bullshit.
God, no.
Making up bullshit.
I hope they don't let Inoue anywhere near Build at any point.
Just make the novel.
Oh yeah, no!
Satotaro's
You guys have
Build.
no idea what... You guys have no fucking idea what Epsilon is talking about, but it's bad. It's real bad. She was gonna talk about it at one point, but then realized it was maybe a
Say
little
it.
too much for the Toku channel. So unless you guys really want to know, then we're not gonna get into it.
Which
Yeah, we can't
we
do that
really
now.
want to know.
No, tell
really
us. We
wanna know.
really want to know.
Epsilon, do
Now we
it.
have to know.
Do it.
Epsilon.
Explain to them the breeding
Epsilon,
kink.
do it, you coward.
Explain
Epsilon,
to them the breeding
explain.
kink.
Oh boy.
Now you know. You're trapped.
No, keep going. No, keep going.
You're
No,
trapped
do it.
in our
No,
rhythm.
no, No, fuck it. No, keep going.
Meanwhile,
Come
I'm
on.
gonna keep reading while Epsilon types. Elsewhere in the Kamui tribe's mothership within the depths of space, the entire soldiers of the tribe are assembled in the throne room where Shingetsu is addressing his men. Asserting his authority to his underlings, the soldiers obeyed him with no hesitation. I have come to address you all that our time has finally come, said the warlord. We finally know where the treasure is. Pandora's box. The humans kept the treasure in the Toto region of Japan, but they have a strength of military power. The only thing for us to reach Pandora's box is to infiltrate Toto. That means we don't need to cause too much trouble. Shingetsu, do you know what a vault is? Obviously not, since it was written before a vault was confirmed, but like, what does he know? What does he know about Pandora's box? That means we don't need to cause too much... No, the only thing for us to reach Pandora's box is to infiltrate Toto. That means we don't need to cause too much attention. However, there's an opposing faction is standing in our way. It's not the Kamen Riders, but rather Faust. Those cowards are using other humans as guinea pigs to further their own desire. You know, I have to admit, him calling Faust cowards is really funny to me.
Coward.
Not only because Shingetsu is a coward, but also I just find it funny when like anyone in Faust calls cowards. Yeah, because we realized. Well, first of all, we were talking about how thank God there isn't any Omegaverse stuff in the build tag, and then second of all, Epsilon was like, at least there's no breeding kink. So I was like, what the fuck do you mean by that? And then she had to explain to me what it was because even I didn't know. It's bad. It's bad. I'm sorry. This is the stuff we talk about in DMs. This is the stuff that we usually like don't realize is too much.
You're a monster.
We tried to keep it away from you, but
You're
in
a
this case-
monster.
I'm not the one who came up with this one. Epsilon did it.
You're still a monster.
No,
I mean, Epsilon is your Darkiplier, so technically you are at fault.
Ah, no. We are not talking about that again.
What's that?
We will have none of that.
What is it?
No.
Antiplier?
Oh wait, Soto, are you here for the Darkiplier thing?
No, Soda was not here, and
Ah,
Soda does not
yeah.
need to know.
No,
Soda does not need to
no,
know.
I'm going to explain to him briefly, like incredibly briefly. Sota, Epsilon found a Darkiplier Antisepticeye fanfic on AO3 that's like a Mad Max AU thing, and it's terrible. And
Why?
it's like, oh, there's people with there's wastelands, they have mutations or they're genetically engineered or something, so they have powers. And Jacksepticeye, he's a switcher. He's got two
He's
souls.
literally called a switcher,
Yeah,
and it's
switcher is
Oh.
literally the term used for them, and we kept making jokes about Matt somewhere else in this AU also having evil Matt in his brain.
Isn't it, would it be evil Matt necessarily, or wouldn't it? Or would it just be Tiger Millionaire or some shit?
Oh god, it would be, right?
Evil Punch be Page.
Oh god. We must crush those counting the other humans and guinea pigs further on desire. We must crush Faust from within. Yeah, I don't think you need to do much to do that. There's already
No,
so
Faust
much
is doing. Faust
Faust
does
is-
a pretty good job crushing itself from within.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah, man.
Yeah, especially when a Volt's there.
Gintoku and Evolt can't go one day without fighting in the start. Cause
I like how I just want all the staff of Faust to be like, everybody in this place is cool except those two. They're always like this.
Man, why are our leaders fucking cunts? We're just trying to, do our
I mean, one of them's-
our human experimentation and all sorts of stuff, and these two losers just keep fighting and interrupting
Honestly,
all
we
our
started
shit.
as good guys, but then those two came along.
I mean, there's those two that were in the Rogue episodes who fucking love Gintoku.
It's your love, your life. It's like you're raped.
And there's probably probably one of the masked dudes was Katsuragi's dad the whole time because you can't prove it wasn't. Because he was dressed like one, so you literally can't prove that that wasn't where he was hiding this whole time until canon says otherwise. So, but then the rest are probably just like, oh my god, why the fuck? Every goddamn day with this shit, the bat and the cobra throw hands. Why can't they just be normal?
He was actually in every single episode ever.
You just didn't notice.
He was Banjo's costume.
Because he was using Ninja Comic and he was invisible. Even when Sento was using Ninja Comic, he had another set. Shut up.
No, he was using the same costume skills as Banjo.
For now, we must make our assault into Toto in order to gain the box before Faust does. Yeah, good fucking luck with that. Considering Shingetsu plans to set their sights into the Toto region in Japan now that he already knows what. It's not a region; it's a country. It's a country.
Yeah, this guy doesn't fucking understand the base premise of build.
Now
Why does he think he can write it?
Well, now he already knows where Pandora's box contains. It's only a matter of time that the Toto government should prepare themselves for invasion led by an army of demons from outer space. While allowing his army to attack Toto, Shingetsu decides to go alone in the shadows with the intent of destroying both Faust from within and anyone who dares to stand in his way and claiming Pandora's box as his own. Once he has in possession of Pandora's box, Shingetsu will rule the universe with an iron fist and all life forms will worship him as some sort kind of god. I don't think... He won't be able to use it! He doesn't have Evolt DNA! It's just a fucking box!
It's just
a big, dumb, stupid box.
Yeah,
for
like
anyone except Evolt and Banjo.
It's just a box that contains the DX Black Hole Treasure from Bandai.
It's just a box that contains Evolt's genes.
got his genetic material in it. All over it. Oh my god. Yeah, never fail me or one of you will face death. Once Pandora's box will be in our grasp, the entire universe will kneel before me so we can assert our superiority in the name of power. He's gonna T-pose on him. Shingetsu finally concludes his speech. His men cheered passionately in return. All hail Lord Shingetsu.
If evil comes in the box, does that make the Pandora Tower move?
Yes. The Pandora Tower just represents Evolt's boner after all.
Boing.
It gets taller the harder he is.
It's
And it gets shorter when he's flaccid.
a blood clan puberty.
I can't even. It's just such a stupid fucking joke.
What?
The blood flows in the blood clan. The blood flows to the nethers. I told you it was a stupid joke!
It was pretty stupid.
Hey, look, Alex. My brother sent me something, a prequel to Lost. Prequel to Lost, guys. Look.
Oh yeah, the chapter before, yeah.
It's
Oh, which hospital?
You guys saw? I'm guessing you guys saw the.
Found? The edited one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fucking creepy. Why did he do that?
Wait, what?
On April 1st, Tim Buckley edited the page on Lost, where instead of looking sad, Ethan has like a shit-eating grin on his face. Like the intention, the intention was like, haha, I'm in on the joke too, but it just makes it look like he's very happy that his wife had a miscarriage.
It makes it look like he was responsible for the miscarriage.
Alright, here's the thing, Tim. Here's the thing, Tim. You fucked up and you have to own up to it, but don't try to make a joke about it yourself.
guys, is evil Ethan?
No.
Here's the thing, Tim. Here's your only option, Tim. Is you sit and you fucking let other people make jokes about it. You cannot make a joke about it yourself because then it just comes off as creepy and dickish.
Meanwhile, back on Earth, inside the
Yeah,
Auroras,
yeah,
Angie
that
guides
one.
Sento and go around the Aurora.
Found.
As Taki followed the two men, Samus runs into the veteran Kenichi. You. Full stop.
All right, here's the thing.
Mark,
Here's the thing that would have made that not creepy. If they changed it so that she also had a shit grin on.
Yeah, that would make it. Yeah.
Taki turned around the side. I mean, like, Evolt saying that isn't too much of a stretch considering that one episode back when he was still pretending to be Suichi, where, like, he fucking started talking and, like, he still said, like, I can't even. It's like, yeah, kid at my part-time job taught me the slang that the kids
Taught me the memes.
Like, that's like, Evolt would absolutely say that shit because he knows people hate when people use dead memes. He wants to piss people off.
Evil turns into his face
everyone's
into Doge.
hazard level. I will increase everyone's hazard level by using dead memes.
It's all your hazard levels are over 9,000.
Oh, no, he's gonna be so pissed off because he missed Banjo's hazard level hitting 6.9 because now it's 7.
Damn
it.
That was one off.
Santo doesn't know, so
shit.
Evil tricks Santo.
I missed my joke.
No.
Evil transforms his face into Doge.
No.
Much Pandora box.
Dead memes.
Very Blood Clan.
He does the awesome O face.
He just transforms his face into a whole bunch of dead memes. Like Megusta when he gets the box.
Soichi, what kills a meme?
Nothing. Taki turned around
You know
the
what?
side
You
of the
just
bounty
make a
hunter.
nothing bottle in that case.
With the
and
latter
it
had his
would
arms
mean
folded.
nothing.
To Taki's surprise, the presence of Samus also reveals the space explorers themselves visit the vessel. The Norman dragons, to which Goro refers to them as irregulars out of indifference. They
Oh
use
my
their
god,
vessel
are
in
they
a
still writing? Is he still writing dragon in all caps?
Yes. I think that's
Why
how
does
it's written for cross-Angie stuff, so it has to be written in all caps. When the Kenichi interacts with Samus, Taki keeps her kept
What
her arms
chapter is this
folded.
again?
It's
41.
Yeah, 41. As well as
Okay.
facing front as two women converse as if they don't know each other. I was wondering why is Gorozumi planning coming here, the bounty hunter asked. It's likely he's planning to construct something that may involve putting this Reaper down and decide why don't you just reprogram Reaper, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Still, the
you
more I
had this big fucking fight with the bitch.
Still, the more I had a hard time understanding about machines and other things in the modern world, things proved to be difficult for me. For Taki, she still suffered the difficulty of understanding about today's technology and how they can help in combat. And she still preferred to use archaic methods. She knew what it felt like to experience learning and using technology like a true modern-day ninja. With Goro around to help her out of it, it was no problem at all. Taki admits she was grateful towards Goro for that matter. I was just making sure that the pizza place I was going to order from doesn't close soon. It closes at 10 PM, so I'm fine.
Alright.
Because it's almost 7 right now. As for those people around you, you seem to know well, Taki continued, this time referring to the other space explorers. Like myself, both of them have their own shortcomings in their past, Samus replied. Mitsuzane has a serious case of post-traumatic stress disorder after a fateful event that befell him 3 years ago. Doesn't fucking seem like it, since you've never had it ever come up. Luckily, he's recovering from it and is quite a steel-willed veteran. Go grew up far away from his sister and unaware of the whereabouts of their parents. Well, he knew about his dad.
No, Go was fucking raised by his sister. Far away from his sister. Fuck off.
He only left when he went to college.
Yeah, because he went to go to school in America and shit.
With that cool guy in the Harley.
He met Harley, yeah.
Makoto and his little sister were orphaned, sucked into the Gamma world when they were children. Elaine was stripped of royal title in Gamma world. Mayu lost her parents and twin sister to a phantom. After all of them survived their respective ordeals with the help of those who helped them, they eventually reached out to me and becoming a team of heroes who protect the world. And Keiichi nearly attempted suicide when his music career fell into shambles before meeting Mitsuzane. Yeah, and Keiichi exists.
And this person.
Samus admits that she and the rest of her crew have their own share of flaws when Taki willingly clarified the people that reached out to the bounty hunter. Then Samus asks Kenichi if Goro had a fateful event that changed him forever, just to make sure that since the talk between two women only. Goro was orphaned when his parents died in a car accident 17 years ago. Taki spoke about Goro's past as the latter did confide to her before. It's strange how his family's inheritance were entrusted to him while growing up with his grandfather. In spite of all the success he had, turns out the loss of his parents took a toll on him. Underneath his superficial pride is that he's emotionally deprived deep inside. Darin Otame. All while he's working hard to the point he could barely sleep properly and desperately looking for a purpose in life. He did seem to change a bit ever since he settled into his home, the bounty hunter said. That's the way if they want to find a goal in life, the Kenichi replied. I find it difficult to get along with people who would become close to me other than him. Also, he stuck his dick in me like 8 times now. And
and every single time he has
left it in.
Fucking come inside her. And it's like...
How am I
like,
not
okay,
pregnant?
yeah, how are you not? Like, okay.
Every single day.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so fucking stupid because they have the robot full bottle, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, they are in Hokuto, so I guess that he could bullshit a reason for this. But
why are they in Hokuto though?
Why is Shibuya City in Hokuto? Because fuck you.
Because fuck you.
But that means that he is going to have Zeta work with Namba to a degree, since Namba was also providing stuff for the Hokuto trio and shit. So like, oops, you got your fucking OC's badass company working with one that has fucking child soldiers. Oops.
Oopsie fucking poopsie.
He didn't know.
All the Namba children.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
No, it's fine. I didn't know Namba children were a thing.
You know, there's this child soldier factory down the street. I just haven't done anything about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that what? That's there? Oh, I didn't know about that.
I was too busy saving the world.
Meanwhile, half of Zeta Tech's fucking workforce are Namba children, and he's not paying because the fucking deal with Namba means he can just get them as well. Oh,
I didn't know. I thought they were all small people.
No,
I'm not.
literally
I didn't
children,
know
What
about
like-
that at all.
No,
I don't have.
not
I don't
literally
have Taki
children,
under
but,
the
you know.
desk. No. What are you talking about?
No,
I'm
Taki's
just sweating because it's hot in here. It's.
I like
What are you
old
talking
women.
about?
I'm not. I don't have Taki underneath my desk right now. No, I'm just sweating and grunting because it's hot. It's the dead of winter. Shut up.
Shut up.
Also, please ignore the condom on my desk. Please
He
ignore
doesn't
that.
use condoms. Fuck off.
Oh,
That's why it's on the desk.
Yeah.
Why do we even own
Yeah.
one?
To show that he knows the idea of that he's aware of the existence of safe sex.
He just doesn't want to. That in mind.
He just doesn't practice it because safe sex didn't exist 400 years ago or whatever.
That in mind, Taki admits that she does care for people around her, namely her student Natsu and her love interest. Okay, we're back to love interest. Goro.
Oh boy.
It seems that the ninja herself has more hidden depths trope named beneath her cold and serious exterior than uses herself prioritized mission above all else. Sento showing off his inventions. Hang on. Did that pick up the zipper noise?
What?
I'm
No. I heard that.
There we go.
heard
Yeah,
that. What was
Sento
that?
showing off his inventions. Zipper noise. Meanwhile, I want to wonder why you guys came here, and yes, both Goro and Sento. I forget to tell you guys, I was planning a top secret project, but now I decided it's no longer a secret for now. Why? Goro began explaining. The plan goes like this: constructing a heavy-duty armor based on a transforming mecha's means to combat the bugs named Reaper. Why don't you just reprogram him, you fucking bitch?
I know you got what?
While observing Goro and Sento from a distance within the hangar where the Ragnar males are docked, Samus realized that Goro was planning for something to beat Reaper. It also helps that Sento, of all people, is here. Angie, despite skeptical of what Goro is coming up with the idea, clarifies on what he's planning to build a mech suit. Goro states this for counteracting enemies. They're also riding on similar walking mechs as well, which Reaper isn't. Samus recalled the presence of the Daiyokubis, the Kamui tribe, as these mechs are the equivalent of 2 X-Aid maximum gamer level 99s. Seriously, that joke is planning to reverse engineer those Ragnar males? Go asked. The young Kirishima rebuts Goro's plan regarding Project Titan is much more different than constructing giant robots. No, it's slightly different from those Ragnar males since the mechs like Vilkis respond to the feelings of the pilot, but he's into something similar in terms of modular upgrades, like how Vilkis strongly reacted to Rider gas shots. It did what now? Okay.
What?
Oh, I guess it was in Volume 2. That said, Sento
Okay.
tried to show off some of his inventions before Goro could think about starting with Project Titan. Okay, everyone shut the fuck up about Project Titan and look at my phone that turns into a bike.
Yo, I'm gonna
so-
let you finish, but check this out. Beautiful change.
Sento pulls out a smartphone crate called the Build Phone, then pulls out a yellow Lion full bottle and inserts it into the slot where the wheel pops out of nowhere and the phone transforms into a dirt bike. Whoa, Goro exclaimed. How intarnation? Intarnation? Were you able to come up with that, Sento-kun? His phone turned into his own friggin' bike. Not too shabby, I suppose, Go observed from a distance. So what will that dude planning to do? Then Goro pulls out a robot full bottle, the same robot full bottle that Taki gave to him. The Kenichi sealed the essence of a robot smash in a full bottle, and after purifying the said bottle, she gave it to Goro. Suddenly, the robot full bottle began glowing at the presence of Vilkis. That's strange. How did this thing started glowing? Goro looks at the full bottle. Goro comes to another theory, though Samus happens to know a similar phenomenon involving Vilkis' strong reaction to the Rider gas shots. Vilkis and the other Ragnar males like Theodora, Hilda's Ragnar male, and Cleopatra, the blue one belonging to Salia, respond to the will of their pilots. Therefore, it also has a strong reaction to full bottles as well. Why? Oh no, are they really changing the, Lupin Rangerverse Pata Ranger, opening?
Maybe it's just part of it, since it just says the Lupin Ranger part.
Yeah, but still, the first one is so fucking good. How are you supposed to?
It's really
improve
good.
that?
I asked that myself a lot. That
Oh
question.
my god, someone made a mod for Final Fantasy 15 where it's just Noctis wearing Spider-Man's the homecoming Spider-Man suit.
Oh wow.
It seems.
But
these
it's like Noctis's head.
It seems these
you know?
machines, including Vilkis, can respond to the feelings of the pilot Goro deduced. Not to mention, it has strong reactions to any trinket it comes with, like a full bottle. Very well, we better start working with the mech suit here. VNZ 2000 Golem. Sento, Goro, and Nakajima begin the construction of the mech suit. It took 2 to 3 weeks for them to partially complete a trial version of this mech armor. 2 to 3 weeks? Sento doesn't fucking have 2 to 3 weeks. Every single day some new shit happens.
Sento doesn't live by the weeks. He lives by the fucking second, dude.
Yeah.
Every minute he has to come up with a new invention to combat somebody's bullshit.
Every fucking second some bullshit happens.
Oh, now I have to make a fucking new form. Great.
And now I gotta make a weapon with that form, which is gonna take me like a whole 10 minutes.
Misora, can you help me? Fuck off. I'm sleeping after the last thing you made me fucking purify.
That was
and then
that was 10
when he's
minutes
not,
ago, though.
when he's
Give me
not
money.
when he's not fucking making shit, Katsuragi is dragging him into their fucking shared mind palace to yell at him about how their dad is totally evil, though. And
But
to
no,
stop
it's
him,
not evil.
And to stop him from looking at the memories of Katsuragi and Gentoku fucking.
Like, stop letting me see that.
No, that's what's behind all those closed memory doors. It's Gentoku's
All those
jaws.
closed memory doors. No, don't look. Don't, please.
He has a lock on one specific door. It's like, what's in this one? Oh, that's Gentoku's O-face.
That's about sending some new bullshit, yeah. Like, Sento does not have fucking time!
Especially for somebody else's invention. Like, he's gotta make his own shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab your dick. It's just Volt going, I'm going to grab your dick and measure your hazard level.
He really likes blowing up Grease's dick.
Evolt cast small your dick.
Hey, Grease! Yeah, what the fuck do you want? Boom!
Why do you keep hitting me in the balls?
Abracadabra, you now have small penor.
He says that after punching Grease in the dick.
Yeah, whoosh, you now have small penor.
Why is it just me?
Skedaddle,
He may
skedoodle,
not
your
actually-
dick is now a noodle.
He may not be Suichi for real, but he still doesn't want Grease fucking his daughter.
I don't think anybody wants Grease to fuck Misora.
No one does except Grease.
Sometimes I think Grease doesn't even want Grease to fuck Misora.
Sometimes I think Grease wants to fuck Gentoku, but then, like, nah.
I think Grease just wants to put Misora up on a fucking pedestal and just worship her. And then not even touch her, ever.
But it's
Like,
a-
Misora Misora gives Grease one night, and he's like, "What? You thought I wanted to have sex with you?"
Mitan is too pure for that!
And
Mitan is
she's
everyone's idol!
and she's just like, then what the fuck do you want from me, asshole?
I want you to stand there and let me watch you.
Alright, you're gonna get your dick out or you're leaving the country.
However, Goro manages to christen the official name for this armor, VNZ-2000 Golem. Please,
Oh
let's
my
censor
God.
these things. Samus explaining to Goro's trouble past being unaware of the whereabouts of his and Kuriko's parents can be easily agitated. The mere mention of Bano, this is implied in Volume 1, as any mere mention about Bano can make Go really pissed off. We all know what a sick bastard Bano really is.
I would believe that. I would believe that somebody talking about Bano would just make Go.
Especially since...
But like even years later,
Even years
After
later,
Bano's
he would be like,
it would just
fucking
it would go
Bano!
down to a no. It would just go down to a subtle just.
Every time I kill my dad with my best friend's axe, it was great.
Wait! I have that shot.
It said
Every
go
time
for
anybody-
it, didn't it?
Whenever somebody's about to say Banjo's name, like halfway, like Go like starts, but then they say Joe, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
It's unknown how Shin
Like
gets
Bon.
It's unknown
Joe.
how Shingetsu knew the whereabouts of Pandora's box, but the chances how did he manage to find out is likely in his encounters against Night Rogue. So you couldn't have just written that in. Okay, anyway, I have to stop reading it for now. I'm gonna stop